What's up, everybody? It's 8:02. Look like I don't see nobody in the audience. This is being brought to you by Crown Royal and my good buddies. Y'all know the symbol. You know what I mean? Y'all know the symbol. Yeah, this is being brought to you by Crown Royal. My man smashing that bass. What's up, man? How was your day, man?
Roy Mobile.
No, 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 no. I ain't calling nobody. I ain't calling nobody, man. What's up with y'all, man? Smashing that bass. What's good with you, boy? I thought you was out and about tonight, man. Hard working man. Hardest working man. Hardest working man in 2A. You know what I mean? I'm chilling, man. You know what I mean? It's cold outside and raining. Had to wash some of the shit down. You know what I mean? With a little of that gold top. You know. It's brought to you by the purple bag. The purple bag called Crown Royal. You know what I mean? It's brought to you by Crown Royal. Your people know not to mix alcohol and firearms. You know what I mean? Safe, controlled environment. Yeah, man. Daggone. My hands is slippery. Ah, daggone. You got it. You know, this is one of my favorite drinks now. This is Zadie's because she drink all of mine, so I have to drink hers for real. Got my ice, my cup. 7-Eleven canceled my beer delivery. They said they ain't had nobody picking the shit up or whatever. That's some sucker shit. But I just wanted to get me some beer out there. But since I'm out of beer, Crown will do. It's cold outside. Ah, you know what I mean? Since they canceled the beer, Crown to do. So like Bash, you the only one in here, man. So we just talk about today's topic, fucking racism in 2A. You know what I mean? And this is a topic that come up a few times, in personal experience, you know what I mean? And just systemic as a whole, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of people be talking about yeah, I know a lot of people talk about United 2A and you know what I mean, we all here doing the same thing and and we all want to have, you know, join the fight and protect everybody's lives, you know what I mean, rights, civil rights, the civil rights to bear arms. But a lot of times when that happens, you know what I mean, and that shit sound all good, man, when you doing the kumbaya, the happy go lucky united front and all that shit. But there's some things that's affected, and some of the things that affecting is two prong. One is implicit bias. Implicit bias is, those prejudices that you were taught that cause you to mistreat your cloud your judgment or influences your judgment, you know what I mean, just because of the things and a lot of the things that you was taught growing up or in the house or just culturally in society in general. The other side of it is systemic racism. Now, a lot of us talk about racism, right? And to me, racism is like this simple as shit. It's ignorance that can be ironed out relatively easy with generally communications, education, and and experience, You don't know nobody but to hate somebody, but then when you get to know them, that's that you find out that these things aren't true. That's easy. Racism is a easy thing to do. So they said, so Armel, you know what I mean? If it's so easy, why do these things still exist? I'm glad you asked. One of the things is this whole thing still exists because in the fibers of the United States, unfortunately, this shit is systemic, which means that there's a lot of racist aspects ingrained in invisibly and visibly into our society, whether it's on the institutional level, the social level, the media level, the education level. Yeah, so that's somebody, I was about to grab the box, But yeah, so yeah, Bass didn't hate me until he knew me, man. But I don't give a shit about. I'm not that sensitive. But anyway, it's either you know, it's ingrained in. So it's ingrained in a system. And one of those things in the system was tonight, right? I felt like going for a walk. You feel me? I seriously felt like going for a walk. And it was after 6 o'clock. It was nighttime outside. I threw my coat on and shit. You know what I mean? And where was I going to go for a walk in the damn rain? And it was quite a little bit of an experiment. I lived in a 98% white neighborhood, you know, and I got on the all black Carhartt, extreme weather. Get this out. This is the best tactical outfit you can buy, Got the black hat, gray hoodie, the Levi 501s, You know what I mean? 2AG. And I'm, just regular shit, throw the Timbs on and go for a little bit of a walk. I'm Cass said, "Are you fucking crazy?" I'm going for what's up, Mike Kent? What's up, Tech Life J? Cass asked me if I was fucking crazy for going for a walk. You know what I mean? In a relatively safe a relatively safe neighborhood with my black hat or my pirate's hat and my backpack because I might have stopped at the store and got me a 12 pack since these motherfuckers canceled my delivery. You know what I mean? So I was just gonna walk, you know what I mean? Because I haven't. I'm trying to get out walking more. Cause like people don't walk. You ain't got walking no dog. You know what I mean? And even if you did just feel like walking, you can't do that. She said. I said, why? I should be able to walk anyway. They said you're black. I'll be forgetting I'm motherfucking black. I was like, how the hell I'm forgetting I'm black? So why is it possible that like a random ass black dude, with a hoodie on and a black jacket and a backpack can't walk down any street in America at any given time of day? Whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. Why is that a fucking problem? You know what I mean? This is a free country. I should walk where the fuck I want to walk and do what the fuck I want to do. And then it's like the fact is, okay, you got a firearm on you. Add that aspect of it. I got the hoodie on. I ain't got the suit and tie and the khakis on and tight ass pants and shit. I got the Timbs, the hoodie, the backpack, the Scully, with the bad minded poison. You know what I mean? Give a shout out to Poison, the Poison Bedazzled. You know what I mean? I'm just going for a nice ass walk in the suburbs. You know what I mean? Should I be stopped? Should I be checked? You know what I mean? Should the sheriff department see me walk in with my backpack and my black Carhartt and my hoodie and my Scully and ask me, "Hey, sir, do you have somewhere to go?" Should they check me? I'm wondering with y'all. You know what I mean? And I got a strap. And I got the strap with me. You know what I mean? I got the strap. What should they do? What should law enforcement do? What should uh, a good person, a good citizen do? See this person walking down the street. See with the black, with the all black and a scully and a hoodie. What should they do? You know what I mean? What should the young lady out there walking her dog at 6:30 in the dark do? I'm curious to know, chap. Cause seriously, Cass thought I was tripping. Like that shit was foreign to her. Hey, Cass, you want to tell her what I was about to do? Yeah, come on in here and just tell her. What would you do? You see this? You see a random ass cat walking down the street, and you know nowadays in a lot of communities, especially these new suburban communities where they developments where they build a whole bunch of motherfucking houses and nobody speak to each other no more, man. It ain't it ain't like that. Nobody speak to each other. If they speak to each other, they speak to their immediates. They don't know everybody in the neighborhood. You see the black guy with the hoodie. You see what I'm saying? You know, and his my pants might be hanging a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I ain't politically correct. You know what I mean? I'm standard hood. And you might have seen you might have seen my pistol. You might have seen my holster. You know what I mean? What would you do? How would you react? How's the patrol car, sheriff patrol in the neighborhood? What is he supposed to react? How is he supposed to react? You see what I'm saying? And throw the gun on that. Now that's a societal problem. You know what I mean? That's a societal issue. But we're gonna get back to that. Another thing, two-way community, right? Shit that I experienced. Go in the store, you checking out the dope ass guns. Y'all know I'm a gun fashionista. I love these things, you know what I mean? And it's not just for something. Like, I go in there and I see something I like. It's nice, you know what I mean? I'd go see that motherfucking something heavy, you know what I mean? Daggone, my man Jason Ewing got that goddamn got that 338 Lapore. So I went to the gun store. I'm looking at some ill shit, 416 Barrett, some shit like some crazy shit. You know what I mean? You know, because I was like, what's bigger than that, but not a 50? You know what I mean? So I hit Joe Va up on the phone, like, yeah, going to the gun store. What y'all got? Like 416 Barrett, that motherfucking what is that? What is that other one? The Shy-Tech shit. The 475 Shy-Tech or some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck the name of that shit was. That shit was fire. I'm like, oh, y'all got one of those, yo. I was like, yo, let me check that out up in the gun. So motherfucker, yeah, that Shy-Tech, yeah, that's what Joe Bible said. I go up there, they got one in the gun store. I'm like, woo, wait, this shit is an anti-material shit. That shit was fire too, right? Um, they had the Barrett in the store. They didn't have the what one of them shits. I can't remember. But motherfucker gonna look at me and be like, "That's a little bit too much gun for you, boy." I'm like, "What? What the fuck is too much gun for me?" You know what I mean? It don't matter how much is $10 a round. You know what I mean? It is. If I felt like fucking getting it, why is that too much gun for me? You know what I mean? But I see these cats who walk up in this bitch with impunity and get what the fuck they want. You know what I mean? But this, for when looking at me, that's too much gun for me. You know what I mean? That shit. So it's like, yo, I say, I got a couple of YouTube channels going on there. I was like, I might want to have to pull this out to test it one day. He said, well, try to tell me that motherfucker did everything in his world to try to get me, defer me from that particular firearm, even though at that particular time I'm not, at one point in time I'm gonna do something big like that, you know what I mean? But he was, if I was ready at that particular time, man, he did everything to defer it. What kind of salesman talks a motherfucker out of sales, bro? That motherfucker need to be fired for that shit. What kind of salesperson talks a motherfucker out of a sale, especially a high dollar sale? That joint was like 8,700. You know what I mean? What? Who the fuck does that? You know, you feel me? I wasn't, personally, I wasn't ready. I was just going to see what Joe Bob was the fucking talking about, for one, because I ain't never seen no shot tech or no, that heavy shit. I was just looking for something bigger than what my man Jason Ewing got. You know what I mean? But not so much a 50, because I see 8 million cats with 50 calves. I was like, all right, Jason Ewing got that 338 Lepore. Let me see what's the next up, but in between or some shit like that, right? Motherfucker gonna be like, yo, that's too much gun. You know, how the fuck you gonna tell me what's too much gun? If I want to grab a gun and do a review for the channel or some shit like that, if anything, that motherfucker should have been selling that shit, man. He should have been like, yo, we got American Express, we got anything you want, telling me all the motherfucking payment options and some shit like that. He should be happy to move in at my interest in the caliber and the weapon system and selling it to me. But this motherfucker here tried to defer the payment. Not the first time. You feel me? That's why I don't buy from them. They got dope shit. Look, you know what I mean? I don't buy from them. I don't do no fucking transfers from them or nothing, because the way they deal with me as a customer when I'm going in there browsing. You know what I'm saying? Go in there, shit. Going there. I'm like, yeah. Another time went in there, and it's like, hey, do the customer service thing. Is there anything in particular looking for? I'm dumbfounded. I'm like, nah, I'm just looking for something nice, you know what I mean, for all purpose, general purpose, range, self-defense, covert, you know what I mean? And but I have some things in mind. He's like, well, what's your budget? General questions, you know what I mean? So I don't really have a budget. I could do anything up to like $1,500. You know what I mean? That's generally my budget. I try to chop that shit down. I get 2 4s, but that's generally what I have in my mind before I go in the store. You know what I mean? So you tell him that. So he's like, "Well, you get a Glock." It's like, "Nah, I'm not feeling those." You know what I mean? I got a couple, whatever the fucking story may be. But why this motherfucker instantly throw you to the cheapest shit in the store? You know what I'm saying? Or this, or pull some bullshit out and say this is nice, like a motherfucker don't know. You know, this is it's a little sales tactic, but motherfuckers try to sell you 8 million Tauruses or a High Point. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, that's not something that I'm interested in, man. All right, show me the everything. Show me the can again, but don't show me the Walther. You know what I mean? Why would nah, I'm looking for something a little more nicer. You know what I mean? But they quick to show you that bullshit all the time, man. And that's another thing. But let's get back to it. I'm gonna drop the little link, and we're gonna talk about racism in a 2A. You know what I mean? And y'all particular experience, because I could go on forever and ever about uh about some of the experiences that I've had in this shit, because this shit just, you know what I mean? Me, black man with a gun, have to handle myself very, very differently from a person that's non-black. You know, and I ain't saying it's fair, because this is America, but these motherfuckers talk about this United 2A shit, and we all stand together and all this shit, but they treat everybody like a fucking stranger on the street, and I can't even walk down the street on late night in a white neighborhood with my gun to a store, whether I live there or not. You know what I mean? Without getting fucking blasted. But some of these people could walk around here of a different complexion with fucking impunity. You know what I mean? Smashing that basket, walk down this bitch to the store, smash. Walk to the store to walk to the country store. That's a little community store we got down the block. You know what I mean? Like it's a little like it's something like a bodega. It's something like it, but it's not exactly. It's not exactly an Arab or a bodega. It's just a little country store that sells some little bullshit, whatever the hell. But it's literally at the end of the housing developments. You know what I mean? Um, Smashing that basket probably walk there like 7 o'clock at night. Just walk from the house. It's literally like 3 blocks, 3 long ass blocks. But if I can't, I just put my coat on and I'm gonna walk to the store. Cass, like my wife, like you fucking crazy. Why I gotta be fucking crazy? Why do I gotta be crazy? I dropped the link if anybody wants to come in, man. Why I gotta be fucking crazy? Anybody want to come in, share some love with me in this conversation, join the conversation? Come on in. But why I gotta be crazy? Then I go to the gun store, I get like this half treated, man. And that's why I'm glad a lot of brothers and shit getting their FFLs. And I go to the gun range, certain gun ranges. I know my son had to deal with some shit when he went to this range in West Virginia where they looking at him crazy or whatever, and asking him about serial numbers and inspecting his fucking guns and all this shit because he walked up in there with FNs and BNTs and shit. You know what I mean? Why the fuck, he has to go through that? You know what I mean? Like he walking in the damn thing with stolen gun because he ain't got the fucking the common shit that they stereotypically see young 20-something-year-old black men with. You feel me? So yeah, man. Join me, man. Anybody? Ray Official, what up? I'm getting, this, like I said, this is sponsored by this meeting is sponsored by, it's being supported by Crown Royal. You know what I mean? Yo, this conversation is being supported by Crown Royal. So let's just sit back and relax and have the conversation that a lot of people don't like having. I was talking to my man Smashing That Bass, right? Smashing That Bass, right, is a little dude. He a little bit bigger than me. Anybody see me know I'm a little dude. Bass is a little bit bigger than me, right? This my cat appendix carries, right? With a full-size goddamn gun, bro. And wears light ass, short, tight ass t-shirts, right? And I was like, damn, ass. I said, you pray. I don't give a fuck. He seriously don't give a fuck. So, and that just goes, the question is like, I don't know. That's something I have to concern. I have to be aware of this printing aspect. You know what I mean? Whether just going into the store or anyway, I have to be consciously cognizant about that. You feel me? Uh you know what I mean? Just jump, whatever, man. You call it what the fuck you want. At this point, a Glock 19 is a full-size gun, bro. At this point, a Glock 19 is a full-size gun. Well, anyway, speaking about guns, I got I got the clearance joint. Got the joint on the new clearance joint, but I can't show it because it ain't kitted out yet. I gotta get me some optics and the flashlight and Gucci accessorize it. You know what I mean? What he said, I have to understand to take account for the narrative that has been told for 30 to 50 years regarding minorities and firearms. Man, fuck the narrative, man. Motherfucking Second Amendment been ratified since fucking what, 1781? Then motherfucking 13th Amendment, you know what I mean? That's another 150 daggone years. It's everybody has the right to, to own a firearm and carry a firearm. Everybody, it's it's a civil right. You know what I mean? It's literally a civil right. Whatever you were taught at home, some people were taught not to eat daggone pork chops. You know what I mean? Keep that shit to yourself, man. Some people, you can't have no barbecue ribs. If that's your narrative, that's your narrative. But that shouldn't have anything to do with the motherfuckers who eat the pork chops and have ribs. You see what I'm saying? You can't impose that shit. That shit don't apply for everybody. So what the pork chops killing it, giving you high cholesterol and pressure and shit and wiping your ass out with diabetes and all of that shit. If you want to eat that shit, eat that shit. It's your right. It's not banned. You know what I mean? That people are being told to believe. That narrative, Jovi, let me get into this shit. That narrative is implicitly racist itself. And it led us to this point where where I can't say where I am right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't speak for the general consensus, and I can't speak for every black male in America that I may share experiences and I may not share experiences with. But one of my shit is, you know what I mean? I thought growing up, you know what I mean, having a firearm was more of a liability than it was an asset. One of the reasons why that was the case, where you didn't go get the banger until it was time, you know what I mean, until you left that shit in the house. You didn't go get it until it was time to go to war. And these battles were intent. The reason why you didn't pointlessly go out there carrying a firearm, because if you're seen with a firearm being black, and this shit been going on for the past since motherfucking Civil War ended, they was going the police or the overseers or whoever protects it, municipal or corporate interests, was going to blow your motherfucking brains out. So you had a longer lifespan without it than you did with it, because it presented a liability and it gave people up an excuse to fucking kill you. You know what I mean? Even today, me walking to the store, nobody said nothing to me. Motherfucker just jump out. It's like, black guy, hoodie, gun, blow my fucking brains out. Then in the investigation, it's like, oh, this motherfucker here, he was strapped. So it was kind of justifiable. What kind of bullshit is that, yo? What seriously? What type of bullshit is that? I'm gonna drop the link for anybody who wanna have this conversation with your boy. You know what I mean? But drop the link again. But yeah, but that let me. It was more seriously. It was more of a liability than it was an asset, right? Why was it a liability? Because it was deter me not to have, to deter me to defend on them. If something was to happen, I was to come to them. Now, what if it was them that was beating the shit out of me? What was I to do? Just go 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 home and pat my lumps and shit like that? And that shit was a real thing. Motherfucker, cops in my neighborhood back in the day used to whip cats ass on GP. Implied force. You know what I mean? They used to beat motherfuckers ass on GP just because it was part of it was sort of kind of like some of my family members expressed it to me, an initiation. So a little rookie had to get his, you know what I mean, his little stripes. He had to go through it. And part of that going through it in the hood was he had to go out and beat somebody. He had to he had to knock a motherfucker out. They had to trust him with their life. So he had to get a little bit tested. His heart had to get a little bit tested. His or her heart had to get a little bit tested. They had to know that they can trust this person, that they ain't gonna frog up, you know what I mean, fog up in a time of need. So it's like, yo, go beat that dude ass, you know what I mean, on GP. And they just pick somebody random ass. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. And get y'all some libations, man. But yeah, they used to just so now just imagine motherfuckers handing out beat downs, going through their little police initiation back in the days, and a cat got a gun. Dude was getting his stripes that day because he was putting some lead in that shit was a liability, bro. So I very seldom, it was completely and highly discouraged within the black communities not to carry a firearm because of some of the systemic racism in it. You know what I mean? Even with people who have concealed carries in black and stereo in classifiable black neighborhoods, it's completely discouraged not to carry a firearm on a daily basis. Leave it in the house in case you need it. You know what I mean? Because you can go out there and your gun is going to use as a scapegoat. So that's just, it ain't 50, it ain't 30 years. This shit been since 1865. And before that, cats wasn't even, certain cats who weren't landowners or property owners weren't even allowed to have firearms. You know what I mean? Now it's like you got to have all of this training. They keep throwing shit in the game. You got to have certain amount of hours of training, and you got to have this, and you got to have this. All of this to exercise a basic human right. It ain't say the right to protect yourself. It's the right to bear arms. You know what I mean? That means you got the right to have the shit. You can have it. So fucking what? You know what I mean? Why do you got to go through all these prerequisites? The same thing happened like with voting, and people fought that shit. What if cats had to take a civics test like citizens to vote? Cause I'm sitting here listening to a lot of cats live, man. I ain't naming no lives, but that shit like an echo chamber for fucking QAnon. People have most people in America have no concept of the way the government works. I don't even think they even want a government, a democracy or a republic. Or they want some kind of dictatorship and have it their way and rogue shit. And they either anarchists or extreme fucking tyrannists. You know what I mean? As long as their side is ruling and power, they have no idea of the historic precedents, the history and the tradition of the United States. They have no idea of how the government works or voting works, but they echo chamber and a whole bunch of bullshit. And imagine all these people had to take a test to vote. You probably only have like less than 10% of America eligible because the school system does not fucking prepare you for the for general civics. People who are getting their citizens are more prepared or know more about the way this shit work than than the typical average everyday American. You see what I'm saying? So that's just the right to vote. What's up? What's up? What's up, Carbon? That's just the right to vote. So they's like, hell no, when they said you got to have these standards, you in the ID to vote and all of this shit. And everybody protests like hell no. How you going to take away a person's right to vote or set these standards for a human right? But yet you see and it's getting allowed to let them do it for fucking for firearms. Why is that? You know what I mean? That shit wasn't the case, goddamn, 1865 when everybody you know non-black or can get a goddamn gun. It wasn't until this firearm shit ain't became a problem until, California, Ronald Reagan, and you seeing these black people strapping up to protect themselves. You know what I mean? And black people have more, in my opinion, have more of a reason to be strapped, to be armed. There's no other social demographic in America that's had to have the National Guard to come out to protect them just to go to fucking school. There's no other social demographic in America that has so many infringements on their civil liberties, right? Just us fucking being here, a lot of us being here was a social infringement of our civil liberties. We basically got kidnapped from one place and brought to another and never took him back and say, fuck you, stay here. How that happened, you know what I mean? And you can't go back. All right. Get to the voting or we're not coming to work no more. Nah. We need to send a National Guard just to motherfucking keep your ass at work. There's shit. We've been on the opposite end of the gun so long. You know what I mean? You should the average black person in America should feel like it should be part of get your gun for real. Because you never know, because history is known to repeat itself. When shit goes down, when the world comes to the end, your ass is going to be behind the gun. You know what I mean? Your ass is going to be on the opposite end. And if you liked it was before, you know what I mean, whether it was in West Africa or wherever the hell, you know what I mean, underarmed and not ready, the same shit is going to happen again constantly. Because believe it or not, even within this two-way community, there's a lot of people who feel, you know what I mean, their biggest threat is what they call code word, the gangbanger. Word up. That code word, that gangbanger. You know what I mean? Mike Hen, Carbon Q, what's up? Well, the code word is gangbanger or young punk or all of this shit. I don't know exactly what the code is, man. But none of these people are really threats because we ain't living that type of life. You just going, oh, Tony, come on in here and talk some shit with me. What's up,
Hey
buddy?
man, you cooking, ain't you?
That's my Crown Royal
You
and me. It's
you
libations.
cooking up there, right? I ain't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, bro.
Libations, man. How you feeling, brother?
Hey man, I'm here, man. I'm off. I'm here.
Yeah, I'm just some stuff that's heavy on my heart. I still got my coat on. I took my gun off, but my wife is like, "Nah, you crazy. You ain't going to no damn store." I was dead serious too. I was walking to the store. She could tell you. I was walking to the store. I was walking to the store, get me a 12-pack.
Hey
She
man,
thought I was
that's
crazy.
to be black
Huh?
in America, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
But you ain't wrong on. You're a little off on some of the facts there, but you ain't wrong with your general gist, man.
We got different types of education, man. Your shit is like Georgia, that down south shit kind of suspect.
Hey man, you say what you want to. That's lived experience. We've been in the belly of the
Yeah.
beast. We
That
couldn't
that that
ignore
Georgia
we couldn't
that's the
ignore the
belly of the
racism
beast, but
down here.
yeah, but
But
that shit's suspect, man. But it's all part of a systematic thing. And the conversation I had with my wife, and it's crazy because she's just like, people are racist. I was like, people being racist is one thing, right? And that's an easy thing. The more exposure and communication you get, that can be resolved. But it's the fact is that it's systematic and it
mhm.
induces implicit bias. So even though my neighbor right next door, he may or may not be racist. Like, yeah, he know me. Like, yeah, it's cool. I don't bother him, but the motherfucker down the block, he see me walking. I got the goddamn gun. I'm loading the guns up. And hey, what's up? You going out? Yeah, whatever. He knows me, but somebody else may not see it that same way. Like they may think I'm running up in their crib or some shit.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you something. Those are some of the hazards you get when you live outside of areas where your people are.
It's the
You're gonna
same
run
thing
into that.
there.
You're gonna
It's
run
the
into
same
that.
thing there.
I can't.
It's
Where I
different.
stay at, it's a middle class neighborhood, man. It's nice houses, predominantly black. We got one white family that live in this neighborhood. One, and we talking 200 plus houses in the whole subdivision. Nice area, but we still get harassed. We used to. We would get harassed by the police. You ride through this neighborhood, you wouldn't think if you didn't see any people outside, the assumption would be, oh, this is a nice white area. It's not. It's all black. But when the police come through, and when we first moved out here, it was real bad because the area I live in now, we used to be predominantly white.
Right.
And you had an influx of us coming from the east side, moving further east because it got bad out there.
Right.
So we end up out here. When we first got out here, the police used to stop us. You couldn't walk through the neighborhood. The only thing that stopped that, the police harassment, was the men in the community. We got with them and say, hey, man, y'all ain't gonna keep coming in through here and harassing our children for walking to the store. The corner store is literally right outside the neighborhood.
Right, like my corner store is.
Right.
It's right outside the neighborhood.
And in that walk from down the street, I mean, literally the equivalent of 0.5 of a mile, if at the most. That's if you stay in the back of the neighborhood. Why do they get pulled over? So what you started seeing is grown men coming out their house. Hey man, what you putting them over for? And officers don't like that. Now add to the fact that we armed, and they know we on. Like my local police department, they know about me.
Right.
When they come up to me, and they have to come to my house. They have to come to my house a couple of times, not necessarily for me sometimes, but the way you handle me is not the way you handle folks in the street. And they told them that too. I said, last incident we had, I had somebody come on my property that I did not want on my property. My wife called. Like I told them, I said, I didn't call you. She called you for him. Now, you better call back to your station and ask them before you come talking crazy to me. Because I come from that. My granddad didn't play the radio with what he went through Jim Crow hell. Left Athens, Georgia, because he hit a white man upside the head with a brick for trying to rape my granny's sister. That's how we ended up in Atlanta. That's on my mama's side. My granddad on my dad's side. Them police down in Griffin, Georgia, when they used to go to him, they called him Mr. Charlie. And they called him Mr. Charlie for a reason, because Mr. Charlie had shot a bunch of people and got away with it because he didn't play with them. So that's what's in me. So when you handle me, just know I come at this thing totally different from everybody else. And even when you look at black with what's going on in 2A now, especially on YouTube, this is new. This shit started in 2020. Black folks read the room, read the atmosphere, what was going on, and it immediately got their 2A game up.
That's
now,
me.
It's a lot of us that already had guns.
Now, we're going to talk about that. I'm glad you mentioned it. Thank you for mentioning that, right? 2020, cat like me, you know what I mean? I don't know if you know my story. I was coming home from work one day. These cats hung out the window with their motherfucking Trump forever goddamn American flag and shit and pointed the pistol at me. I get home, everybody, you know what I mean? We got a lot of everybody know me. Anyway, everybody walking around with their ARs, even the little kids. So I was like, yo, and I wasn't the type to have like firearms and stuff like that. So I just come in, we had the conversation, we go outside, we go to 7-Eleven, get my little Slurpees and shit, and we see everybody strapped up. We're a little bit unprepared around here. You know what I mean? we're a little bit unprepared around here. But the segue on that particular fact, going to the store, making purchases and shit like that at that particular time in 2020. You know what I mean? George Floyd riot, all hell breaking loose, whatever the fuck going on. Motherfucker felt empowered, and you know what I mean? This nationalism, whether it's white nationalism thing escalated, black nationalism thing went down. However the fuck the shit happened, whatever was going on, the political and social climate in this country definitely revealed itself during that 2020 pandemic time, right? Fine. Yeah, everybody realized they got that calling card to strap the fuck up, right? Black, white, everybody. You know what I mean? Liberal, conservative, whatever Kool-Aid you choose to drink that day. You know what I mean? During those times, you strap the fuck up. You go to black man going to the gun store, we looking at shit. I done did explicit research before fact on what am I looking for. The selection wasn't, but that don't mean that this cat's supposed to be looking at me like, hey, just get this revolver right here. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that go back
like
to
some kind of fucking sucker. You know what I mean? And I'm in it for the same thing. The shit coming down, and I need what I need to make sure that this shit don't come down, that I'm ready. You know what I mean?
But we gotta look at this
bullshit. Oh, get this shotgun.
Look at it like this, though, bro.
You don't need nothing but a shotgun and had the chick and all that bullshit. Nah, nigga.
Prior to that time, you could go into a gun store, and I used to go into the gun store and watch my people make the ones that were into guns, make horrible purchases. My local gun store sold so many high points, it wasn't even funny. That's the first thing. Oh, you want a gun? Here you go. And I'd be in the background, hey man, don't buy that shit. And I steal them something else. You know, and they were significantly cheaper. My first purchase when I got out here was an AK.
Rodney, mother, bro. What's up, Rodney?
Yeah.
What's that, Rodney?
Yeah. I'm chilling, family. Yo, Tony.
What's happening?
Mel, Tony, man. What up, brothers?
What's going on, Rodney?
Hold on. I got to turn off YouTube. I apologize, gentlemen.
My partner Q, Trinity Arms and Gear in here. What's up, Q?
Hey, what's up?
Yo, Tone. I'm a first gen. I'm a first gen, B.
Mm-hmm.
But everything you was talking about, son, I hear and understand everything you talking about, because just listening to my father-in-law tell us these stories of what he went through. From Clarksdale, Mississippi, Missouri. He a big dude. My wife's right in the other room. Babe, your pop slapped the shit out. Like, was your grandpa or your pop slapped the racist?
Yeah, it was my dad. It was at one of those little
Klan rallies?
No.
What was it?
They were at the malt shop.
Like a malt shop back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody disrespected her father. Pops slapped somebody. They had to pack the whole family up and move out of Clarksdale, Mississippi.
These are our
and that's how the family got up to Chicago.
These are our stories. And you hear that a lot when you're dealing with black people down south, man. And when you're dealing with us in major cities, that's the reoccurring thing that you're gonna hear. We didn't end up there because we was that narrative that they give that we was running from racism down south. No. We had to do something to get the fuck up out of there.
Facts. So, and still to this day, the family still got land down there.
Mm-hmm.
They got land in Memphis. My wife wants to buy more land next year down in Clarksdale. I don't want to move to Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Why not?
I can't see leaving South Florida, bro.
I'm be honest
I
with you,
can't.
bro.
Talk to me.
When kind of I'm with you, kind of, and I'm and kind of not because I feel you. Mississippi's they ain't quite caught up.
It's a 50-50, like,
I get what you say. Yeah, you're not wrong. But I mean, to keep that land, if she got it in her family, hey man, make sure you got your taxes up on that.
It's inherited to us, B. It's because both sides of the family, like even my side, I inherited land in the islands. I really want to sell that shit. I don't care for it no more, and just bring the profits. I know some people hate me for that shit, that mindset, but
yeah, I don't
it is
like
what
that,
it is.
man. Keep it's your family.
I know you don't like it.
Fight for your land.
I know you don't like it, but bro, I ain't going there no more. My sons ain't going there no more.
How you know that?
Yo,
Come,
check
Tony,
this,
man.
right?
Tony, that's a different conversation for another day, brother.
Yeah,
Okay.
But
that's crazy different.
I'm just telling you what my father-in-law went through, and I love this brother, man. I love the dude, man. And he taught me so much about hunting and firearms out there in the woods, and you know what I mean. But
segue out here
just
to
listen
Joe
to
Biden,
his
man.
stories
Let
of what
Joe
he
Biden
went
talk a little
through.
bit. Let Joe Biden get his piece in. What's up, Joe?
Joe,
Hey, what's up? Hey,
bless us,
Biden,
Joe.
what's happening?
Hey, Uncle Brady, love and blessings. Hot tub,
Bless, family,
happening,
bless.
man. You gotta tell me how you keep that beard, ungray,
Son,
man.
I don't even know. I'm not even 50 yet, and the beard is doing its own magic.
Yes, that's stress, man. Hey, so two things. Amel talked about it, about like the origins of gun laws going back to the 1600s and everything else, right? And everything, let's be honest, like gun laws was instituted to keep minorities from having guns because at some point they figured out there was a lot more minorities than it was white landowners and everything else. So
hold on, Q. Let me stop you right there.
True.
No, not minorities. It was never minorities. Black people.
Black folks.
I'm not
no other minorities.
Hey, I'm trying not to show my ass on his channel. On my channel, I say what I want. I'm trying to be
This is a rated R channel, rated X rated. We do what the fuck we want to do.
There you go.
So and then so it went on, and like you said, you touched upon, you had the NRA, you had all this, everything else. There was a large population of Southern blacks that would hunt. You had a lot of black cowboys that went out. So we were already in the two-way space for the longest time. It just wasn't normalized or socialized. Now let's get up into the Black Panthers when they cracked the code about, hey, in California, you could carry weapons as long as it was out of the municipality. That's when you have Ronald Reagan and the NRA that is supposedly for rights, except for blacks and other minorities.
No, except for blacks.
Well,
they don't care the Hispanic got gun. They don't care the Asian got gun.
No, they do. They do. In Southern California. We'll talk about this another time. I'll show you the documentation.
Oh, I gotta step back for a second. I'll be right back, gentlemen. I'll be right back. I'm here. I'll be right back.
So they did that and everything else, right? So now, like, we'll fast forward it and everything else. When I was talking about the narrative, Armel, when you look at the news, you look at what's being pushed out, you're always saying someone like a younger me, robbing, stealing, shooting, and doing this, right? The Central Park Five, Bernhard Goetz that shot those people on the subway because he thought they was going to rob them, right? Because if you say something loud enough, long enough, people will start believing it, and then that's what it is. So now we have this culture that the only young black, I remember back in the day, I'm gonna show you how old I am, right? When beepers first came out, the only time you had a beeper is either you're a doctor or a drug dealer. I just can't have a beeper because my parents wanted to know where I was at.
Pharmaceutical business, bro.
It's a drug dealer. You said it's adult fucking shit. We ain't talking about street pharmaceuticals. He was a drug dealer. That's what it was, right? So, but now when it went into the white neighborhood, it was okay. It was normalized, it was socialized, right? Then you had the Cosbys. Well, there are some black kids that come from the means. It's all bullshit, right? And this is why I say this. There's been a long, thriving black culture for the last 40 to 50 years. You just didn't see it because you didn't have the technology. Right now, I'm talking to 3 different people face to face from 3 different parts of the country. and Lord knows wherever we're going to reach people at in the world, right? So that culture is there. Now, the issue that we have, Armel, why that when you walk into that store, a guy didn't want to sell you that Shy Tech and everything else is we have a problem with credibility. Because 9 times out of 10, listen, hold on, Hot Tub Tony.
I ain't saying nothing.
No, I seen that look. I know that look. 9 times out of 10, when you see me in my face and it's associated with guns, it's with a switch. It's doing everything that's not socially acceptable with guns, right? It's going against all these rules that someone came up with. It's talking about the blickies and the sticks and the this and the that. So automatically, I take umbrage to that. I'm like, oh man, this guy, he's an ass clown. He's a fool. He doesn't know what he's talking about, right? So then we just, that puts us back and that sets us back, right? So we used to have this saying, right, where I used to work at. There was 1,000 people in command, 3 black people, 3, right? And the thing was, oh, he's here, he must be good. Q's here, let's see how good he is. So when I walk into a gun store, automatically I assume I don't know what the hell I'm talking about or whatever. So we suffer from a credibility thing. And sometimes it doesn't do us any good because, again, the only face you see of us with firearms the majority of the time is the guy that's on a range doing something stupid, the rapper in the rap
That's the
song,
problem I have with you, Joe.
the basketball player that's doing this. And we get this image of the number one suspect last seen in the vicinity of, and that number one suspect 9 times out of 10, he's black, got a beard, 200 pounds. And they pull over Armel. It's like Armel ain't no 200 pounds, right?
Let me get to you.
Hold on. So we suffer from that. So when Armel walks into a gun store, that preconceived notion is already in my head. I'm going to undersell him. I'm going to underserve him. It's a systemic issue. It goes back to when we go get service from doctors. That's why we need our own doctors. It goes back, back in the day when they didn't want to sell brothers Cadillacs, and Cadillac was getting ready to go out of business. So what did they do? Start selling the shits to black people, right? So all that shit now they're figuring out we got a large pocket of indisposable
Scientology ain't selling with the rich white people no more. Sell that shit to black people.
If you look at the discretionary income in the black community, it's like the number 16th fucking economy in size of GDP in the world. Right? So they want that money. So now you got to cater to us. But our problem is we don't know what it is that we want. And we settle for substandard service. Vote with your money. Motherfucker don't want to give you service, don't go there. I go to another place. Fuck you.
But see, the big problem with that is, I know, now I can't speak for everybody area. I just know in my area. Back when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, we used to have gun stores in the hood. They was in the pawn shops.
Were they owned by black people?
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. What's happened is in the last 30 to 40 years, those shops that was in the hood, they gone now.
They gone. And
they put them all in predominantly white areas. So now if I go to the range, I got to go in the white area. If I want to get a pistol, from a pawn shop, I can't go to the one. We still got pawn shop near the hood or near the black area. I don't like saying hood because near black areas, but they mostly not in our neighborhood. So now you're dealing with a demographic that don't want you to have guns, number one. Number two, don't think you know about guns and really don't want to serve you.
I want to give a shout out to somebody, right?
I buy online and then I just go, if you close enough to me, I use you as my FFL. Or if I can find a black FFL, I'll go through them.
Well, see,
I want to give a shout out. Hold up, Q.
So you're right.
I'm going to give a shout out to somebody, right? I'm going to give a shout out to I had the opportunity to go visit my man Tom in Surplus Army, go to his shop. That shit don't get that hood, bro. Talk about a brother, seriously, we talk about brother at Surplus Army, how he making his ARs and, whatever accolades that we may have heard about Tom Dixon. My brother is in the hood serving his community. You know what I mean?
He's
He's like in that shit don't get no hood than that, bro.
Hey, Armel, let me say one thing about Tom at Surplus Army, man. He's straight trash. He wouldn't sell me a Sky.
He don't even sell Sky in there, bro. He don't sell Sky.
He wouldn't sell me a Sky, man.
Tom won't sell you. Tom don't have a Sky.
Hey,
he ain't got a Sky, that motherfucker, and he ain't got a Taurus. He got the Taurus revolver.
He just did like this. It was like, ugh. I was like, no.
He refused to be a dealer. He'll sell the Taurus revolver.
I was like, that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
I mean? And I just wanted to give a segue and give a shout out to, you know what I mean, that man Surplus Army, Tom Dixon is in the community.
Well, so
doing community things, and people just come through just to say hi. They ain't buying no fucking guns.
Hey, Armel,
you know what I mean?
let me say this right here, right? So we have to start. You know, they talk about shop local, support black. You have to start doing that because, like Hot Tub Tony said, right? The only alternatives is going to Mr. Charlie's spot, who's going to sell you some bullshit, who's going to charge you an arm and a leg because you're putting on porn or whatever. Now, when we go to these small, I'm not going to say boutique or mom and pop shops, but when we go to the MD Arsenals and the Surplus Armies and everything else, you know what? You very well may be able to get that firearm or that component from a big box store for a couple of dollars cheaper. But here's what you're not going to get. You're not going to get that attention and that personal service that you're going to get from going to a Surplus Army, going to MD Arsenal, going to your other locally owned small firearm stores and accessory stores that has your best
Arsenal on that too. Let me shout
that has your best interest, right? They're not going to sell you like, oh well, you need this because this was in John Wick 4, and it's only going to cost you $8,000. They're going to sit down and take the time to talk to you and explain to you and articulate what you need. They're going to ask you questions. I go here to the big box store. It's like, yeah, let's go ahead and get it. This is what you need. Yeah, you need this, need that. I was like, well, fuck, man. Do I really need this? So again,
another issue I'll be running into because we dealing with Trinity Arms and Gear, right? My man Ray is a FFL. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean. One of my big thing is I advocate for black business and black entrepreneurship. That's what the fuck I do. You know what I mean? I'm that cat that love to see niggas win. You know what I mean? In any way, shape, or form. So I'm having a conversation with my man Ray Official. And Ray Official talk about how CZ, he says something in the back end. CZ is not doing a lot for like at home FFLs or home based FFLs. You know what I mean? So that conversation was like stemmed up. So I was like, so you got to have a shop in order to get a lot of these deals. Like in the 2A community, if you want to deal with Staccato or you want to deal with, you have to have this storefront. So then when you go in a real estate aspect, in a real estate realm, which my wife deals with a lot, we look at the cost, the overhead cost of running a FFL, a gun shop. Or I look at the range thing because I'm a bigger picture type of person. But just a simple gun shop. And we discussing it with Ray, and Ray is talking about how the cost of the rent. So, and then the cost of the guns and the accessories and your marketing and everything, all the implements of the machine that it takes to run a business. A lot of these white businesses are running this shit on legacy. You know what I mean? That shit was, they got they 20, 30 year lease, 10, 20, 30 year lease.
Long they own the property. They own the building itself.
Yeah, or they own in the building itself when the shit was cheap. You know what I mean? So it's hard for a lot of brothers, a lot of black people that just recently got the FFL to exceed beyond the home base situation. And for real, the home base situation may be working out a lot for a lot of people, you know what I mean? But is that what we need? I think we need these FFLs in the black community like Tom and MD Arsenal in the neighborhoods that could service the neighborhoods, you know what I mean? And give that
the
particular
problem with
vibe. But the capital that it takes to do that, and then the permits, God forbid that you got to get
that's what I was gonna
permits
get at. You
and
got
allowances. Yo, let me do my thing, Tony.
go ahead,
let
bro.
him-
Armel, man.
Let me do my shit.
Armel, you never let anyone else talk. Hey, Tony, you go ahead and talk. I'm gonna mute
Go ahead,
Armel.
do your shit, man. You got to get
No,
permits
no,
and all that
he-
shit.
he was
Go
hit.
ahead.
He hit on exactly what it is, but what I'm seeing down here, because hey man, in Atlanta, we got people that got money. They ain't worried. Fuck the cost.
Or
They got the
investing
money.
they
We got the
investing
brothers
in
that got
our
their own
movie.
range. They got the money. What we run into a lot of times with in our neighborhoods is zoning. You bumping heads with your local city government. You know,
Mhm.
you can't do. They got so many restrictions in the area. You can forget getting
You can't get a
gun
variance.
shop in Atlanta. You're not gonna get it.
Yeah, you can't get a variance.
No. And when you're dealing with the suburbs, everything outside the metro area, you got that the first thing they're gonna do. If you got everything in line, you got your building, because I saw it a bunch of times right after the pandemic. Got the building, got all their permits, got everything they need, and right before these stores get ready to open, boom, they hit them with
You
the
see what
zoning.
Ray Official
We're
said,
not zoned
right?
for that, or they'll change the zoning.
Ray Official said, my man Ray Official, Trinity Arms and Gear. What he said?
They won't
Ray
lease
Official
to a
said-
black FFL.
He said most places won't even lease to a black FFL.
He's right.
So and again, that goes back to what I said earlier about the narrative, because the thing that they see is they see how minorities, specifically blacks, are portrayed in music videos, movies, and everything else when it comes to dealing with firearms. You're always a thug, the gangster doing this, you're never doing good, you know?
We got nice
So-
shit though, man.
But it doesn't, Armel, get over that shit. And that's part of the fucking problem too, right?
I got nice shit, man.
No, stop, man. We're so concerned with form over function, and we got all this nice shit, and we can't fucking use it.
It's not a matter of whether I can use it or not, and then we get back to that test
You're
of
right.
voting.
And
They
you're
get
right.
back to that civics test.
And you're
Whether
right.
I
You're
got
right.
nice
You're right.
shit and I need a
Hey,
test to
Armel,
get
you're
any
right.
shit.
You're right. You're right. And we got the 2A to protect from a tyrannical government, protect against enemies, foreign and
But I
domestic.
got
You got nice
bullshit.
shit.
It's my
You got
shit.
nice shit, and it's time to use it, and you can't use it.
Yo, whether I got nice shit or bullshit, it's my shit.
Hey, you're right. You're right. And that's part of the problem we got. Just
That
my
ain't a
opinion.
problem.
It's just my opinion. It doesn't mean shit. That's why we're taking advantage and taking the lead in 2A, but we're still fucking 10, 15 years behind because they selling us on this fucking bullshit because it's nice shit.
They ain't selling us on nothing. They ain't selling us on nothing. What they're selling us on is
fight me.
What they're selling us on, it's not what they're selling us, it's what they're not telling us or not selling us.
Bullshit. It's what we're buying.
They're not selling us that it's your right and you should be strapped up and you should get your goddamn gun and you should learn and grow and get and just grow, whether it's growing with the better product or growing with better training or growing with better anything. But they're not telling us that it's our right.
Since
They're
you brought
throwing
up
a
training,
whole bunch of bullshit in
since
between.
you brought up training, how much money have you spent on training? You brought up training.
For real. Your
How much
tax
money
dollars pay for the little bit of training that I got.
So now,
not your tax dollars,
the little
everybody
bit of training
else's.
you got, the little training you got 5 years ago, that's just irrelevant.
Yeah.
So what? How much are you spending on training to stay? And that's what I'm talking about. They don't disrespect us because we
Why
don't
do
stay
I need
relevant.
fucking training to own a gun?
Yeah, I'm not
Bro,
saying
did you just really say that?
Yeah, man. He just said
on,
training
man.
and everything else, man. Hey, Tony, don't do it.
Why
Don't
do I
it,
need
Tony.
training?
Tony,
Why
don't
do I
do it.
need a fucking
Tony,
class to vote?
Tony, don't do it, man. Hey,
Do
Tony,
it. I don't
man,
give
what's
a fuck.
the restaurants
Do it.
down there, man. I'm
You
coming
got
down
a
on
whole
last.
nother
I'm gonna
hour
say
to
this,
rock.
Arnell.
I don't care. Why do I need training? Why do I need a class to vote? And why do I need training to own my firearm?
You
So
don't.
you're gonna shoot yourself, Armel.
You don't. But when it comes time to use it, you want.
When it comes time to vote, you want a motherfucker to vote educationally. Why do I need a reading test to vote?
Have to do with it.
Hey,
It's
Armel,
the
it's like
same
that shit
thing.
to vote, man. It's not the
It's
same
the same
thing.
thing. Don't separate.
same
Don't separate civil liberties, bro.
It's not the same thing.
It's
It
not
is the
saying that
same
you don't
thing.
have the right to own the gun. You do have the right. As long as you can legally own a gun, you can own a gun. Ain't nobody telling you that you can't buy certain guns, bro. But what's more important? And I get what Joe is saying. What's more important? Is it more important for you to have the most expensive Gucci'd out gun that you can have and never
I
use
feel
it
like having
for train with the motherfucker? Or is it more important to have a functional gun,
Listen,
functional firearm that you train
if
with?
it's functional or
proficient in?
non-functional, if I want it, I should be able to have it.
Nobody said you couldn't.
Well, motherfuckers are trying to say that you need this training and you need this thing. Whether I want to use it or not, it's my fucking prerogative. You know what I mean?
Is.
Whether I have a purpose for it or not, whether I have a reason for it or not, it's my fucking prerogative. What the fuck I want to do with
I don't
what the
think you're
shit
gonna get
I spend
argument
my
on that
money on.
We're not arguing that fact though. That's what I'm saying.
That's the fact. So if I'm chilling about buying a 416 Cheyenne motherfucker, sell it to me, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? If I want to buy a fucking 416 Cheyenne, I don't need no training, nigga. Here's my motherfucking $8,500. Give me that. I don't need no class. I don't need no training.
So right there,
you, nigga. I'm
right
getting
there,
my shit, and I want it. Just this is America, and I should be able to do shit just because. Are these motherfuckers asking these white people, have you had training on this motherfucking 416 Cheyenne or Chi-Tech?
Armel,
no.
Armel,
that's
on the motherfucker.
But now I'm walking up in it. Give me that Chi-Tech right there.
Armel, you coming in wrong, and you're feeding into that fucking angry black man narrative.
Well, and I'm an angry black man. I ain't feeding into that narrative.
I'm
an angry black man because I feel like I can do what the fuck I want to do and live where the fuck I want to live. And shake my ass. If I want to piss in my yard, I piss in my yard.
I'm that nigga. Reality. You're black. You cannot do what the fuck you want to do. Yeah, it's unfair. Yeah, it ain't right. But that's reality. It's been reality.
The reality is that's the reality for some niggas, right?
No, it's the reality for everybody.
Yo, I do what the fuck I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it.
Hey, Armel. Hey, hold on. Hey, Tony, hold on. Let me ask him this right here and shit, man. You just said you do what the fuck you want to do when you want to do it. Did you take your ass with your shit on tonight with your gun to the store to get your shit? No.
I was gonna do it anyway, but my wife.
Yes, no.
I live in a household with a family.
So you don't do what you want to do when you want to do it.
I was doing that shit any motherfucking way. But Cass, you know what I mean?
Hey,
Cass is about to like. Cass put me on to that other shit.
Hey, Tony, help me tell him to send that bullshit over there.
Yeah.
Just like you do whatever you want to do when you want to do
it.
I
do what I want to do when I want to do it until my wife. Until my wife, it's not society.
Okay.
Until my wife, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because my wife is trying to save you
from society.
From what?
You got to realize we behind enemy lines, dog. And a lot of us don't want.
What enemy lines? Why is there?
It's been.
That's what we talk about. I'm not asking why. I'm not asking why. I'm not asking why. A lot of white people, and I have a lot of white friends. You know what I mean? Don't realize that.
Not no more.
There is a line. There is a line. There is a line. White people don't think there's a line that we're behind.
They have the luxury of not having to think about that. They never had to think about how anybody else lives because everything in society is built around. And
that's some of the things that I want to bring forth. You know, I have a white friend. That's not going to change. I have white friends that I'd rather die for.
Bro, that ain't going to change. That's not going to change. And you can live in this reality and move accordingly, or you're going to crash out, bro.
Yeah. So to piggyback off what Hot Tub Tony just said, you can only be so militant and expect to go so far in someone else's fucking society. It's just like this right here.
Let me ask you, hold on,
Armel. Hold on. If you come over to my house and you're doing shit that goes against my household rules, I'm kicking you the fuck out. So right now you're living in someone else's house, so you have to abide by their rules until you get to the fucking position where you can make your
This
own
is
rules.
the issue. I'm glad you brought that up, right? With black people and white people in America, the fucking shoes don't fit. Why niggas is still? This is a question that baffles me, and I'll talk to my man DC Money.
Why they
about
gotta
this
be
shit.
niggas?
Hold up,
Armel?
hold up.
Why we gotta be
Hold up,
niggas?
hold
Damn.
up. Don't
Why we
debate
gotta
the
be
nigga
niggas?
word tonight, man. That shit is a deeper subject, right?
Why? But why? I'm just
Hold
asking.
hold up. I was talking to, forgive my speech, right? I was talking to my man DC Money, right? About why in America we develop our own culture. You know what I mean? Why we got to still put our feet in shoes that don't fit, of conforming to a society that doesn't fit to us.
Because because every time we build institutions and things that make our own society, the dominant society, white folks, come in and tear it down, burn it down, bomb it, and everything else. That's why. When they say why black folks don't have this, why we had all of that. When we came out of slavery in that 20 years post antebellum slavery, bro, we built those institutions. We built towns. We built banks. We built all our infrastructure with no help, with no reparations. And every single time, in every single incident, in every single city, it was destroyed and sabotaged. It's the reason why the freeway system runs through every prosperous black neighborhood in America. Every freeway, without exception.
Hey, Tony, tell him.
Yo, this is sponsored by Crown Royal.
We had money circulate in the black community. Now all we got is people. I'm shouting out Chris Styles, sponsored by Crown Royal, doing this and doing that, not really taking care of.
We sponsored by Crown Royal for real.
Man, we ain't sponsored by shit. They just taking our money, man.
That's it.
Nah,
but
Crown Royal is sponsored. My shit talking.
So when's the last time Crown Royal put a brother through fucking medical school?
Yo, nobody did nothing for nobody did nothing for me but the United States of America, United States Navy, bro.
You was a motherfucking lie, because if it wasn't for people before you,
and
you
motherfucking the welfare and the food stamps and the
a lot of people before you that did a lot of shit for you.
And all that shit.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Because
but no individual nigga did shit for me,
man. And that ain't nobody did nothing for me, bro. You wouldn't be able to be up on this platform spewing the shit that you want to spew if people hadn't fought and died for you to have that right to do that.
And I paid that back by doing my shit too.
Fight. It ain't fair. Life ain't fucking fair for us. It ain't been fair for us in damn near 500 years. But that don't mean we give up. That don't mean we bitch about it. That just means, hey man, you inform the next generation. This is what it is. This is reality. It's on us and the generations behind us to try to change it. The only way we gonna change it, get your money right, build up your community.
Money don't got shit to do
with
with
communities.
It,
we actually have our own cities.
Get your mind right.
You know what I'm saying?
Money don't got shit to do with it.
And I come in this 2A space from a different point of view than a lot of people. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. But I look at things like this. If they gave us reparations tomorrow, they're gonna try to take it back instantly. You gonna see it.
Nigga don't got
to have a way to defend yourself.
All the motherfucker got to do for me is make the game an even playing field.
That's you, dog. Hey man.
All I need is everything to be equal, and I'll win. If it's a sport, listen. If it's a sport or a game, right?
Because
and everything
equal, win on the
who's soaring it? Let's ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. One question. If it's a game, right? And everything is equal, right? Basketball, all the rules is there, and everything's equal. No matter if you black, you're white, you're anything. Who dominates that shit?
We gonna dominate. That's the reason.
All right, stop right there. If it's hockey and everything equal, and we got all this training and we got all this shit, who gonna dominate? If everything equal, for real, if everything's equal, the black man is gonna soar. And that's the problem with racism.
This ain't no secret.
Nah, that ain't no secret, but this is the thing. And this is the reason why. Hold up, Hunter. The reason that's fact, right? The reason why we even have systematic racism, because if everything was equal, If everything was equal, they would no longer have power. And
We
that
know
was
this.
the focus on this whole goddamn lie.
But
If
we know
everything is
this.
equal, if we were able to have the firearms, the equal rights of firearms, the 2A rights, the gun stores, the ease of getting the FFL, and the ease of getting zoning, and the ease of renting, whether it's real estate or everything, of the ease of everything, we'll be the strongest advocate. The black people will be the strongest advocate of the 2A movement.
Exactly. Yes.
But
yes, right.
the people who be would no longer have power over it or control.
But that's the reason why it's not like that, Armel. Because
And
they
that's
understand
what I'm
that.
talking
They
about.
understand
That
it
was
better than
actually
we
the point of
understand
the
it.
whole lie.
But I'm saying to you, I'm not disagreeing with what you're
Step
saying.
your fucking game
But
up.
I'm saying the reason it's not like that is because of the simple fact of what you said. Go ahead, bro.
Can I say something, man?
Go ahead, man.
And I agree with both of y'all, but I'm gonna throw this out here, right? There's only 3 of us sitting on this panel, right? And we're sitting up there arguing about something we all agree on. Try
We ain't
to
arguing, I'm
get
talking
13,
shit,
20,
man.
20. Nah, try to get 13 million of us to move in the same way and shit, because that's one of the biggest problems. We don't want to sit back and fall back and let someone take the lead and agree with them and shit. I gotta pull this one down because I gotta say my shit louder than him. So until we can fucking fix that on a micro level, we're fucked.
It's not that, Joe.
It is that.
Fuck, right?
It is.
I can fuck with you, and I can fuck with him,
Yeah,
and somebody can fuck with him. Look at Trinity, for instance, right? And
yeah,
I'm
but
talk about my ass, right?
Armel,
I'm
listen,
talk
listen
at
what
my
I'm
ass.
saying.
The thing that makes that shit great, bro, the shit that makes Trinity great is that we all different. You don't gotta fuck with Armel because Armel do his own shit. You can fuck with Joe or you can fuck with Ray. You know what I mean? You don't have to choose one. You know what I mean? But we all good.
I kind of agree with him on that.
We gotta be good together. We good together, but we not the same.
But listen what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying.
Hold on, let me jump in real quick, and I'm not gonna cut you short, but I'm gonna say this: you're never gonna have all the black society agree on anything. This is not gonna happen. But we don't need them, like you just said. You hit on the point. As long as if we understand the problem, we all understand and agree the problem. If you tackling it your way, or Mel tackling it his way, and I tackle the shit my way, it don't matter. We each one of us in our own way are chipping away at the problem.
Yeah. So I got that, and I understand.
As long as we good with each other.
Listen what I'm saying, right? We don't have to agree on it. We gotta respect each other. I can't be yelling at you and over talking you because no one message gets heard. We have to move in the same direction. And a lot of times we refuse to move in the same direction because what you're saying doesn't go with my agenda. You know, I like sugar on my grits.
You don't have to have the same agenda, bro.
I think Coke is better than Pepsi. If you don't have the same agenda, you can't get that whole.
What happens is right now in the game, the social attack on everyone, not just black people, but everyone, is so vast because of social psychology and fucking massive psyop and social engineering that's going on against us that there's so many, we have to chip away at little pits. The problem that you have and the problem that I want to focus on may be different, but it's part of a broader problem, and we can't take on the whole broader problem individually. You do your shit, I do my shit, and we still taking chunks away at the bigger thing, bro.
The bigger thing, let's start by calling the bigger thing than what it is. Our problem it ain't a whole bunch of separate problems. It's different factions of white supremacy. That's what it is. And we're coming at it from different points of view. And
I'm not gonna call it white supremacy. I'm gonna call it systematic racism.
It's called systematic white supremacy. That it ain't just racism. Racism in itself ain't.
I think it's beyond racism now. It's racism and it's classism, Tony. It's racism.
That's what makes it different.
And it's classism.
But it's the same thing.
It's racism and it's classism. The reason why I'm saying it's racism and it's classism is because we got this group of black people, if we look at it, we got this group of black people and this group of white people that are at a social economic level that's different from the other. And they create this high class, this middle class, this poverty class, and also all this shit. And then they put us racially divided in these particular classes. So it's more than one just racism, there's classism, and they combined it all into this systematic fucking racism.
Okay, let me stop you right there with your classism. I hear this argument all the time, and let me tell y'all something. Bill Cosby was one of the richest black men in America, and he was brought down and put in jail by a poor white drugged out trash. So you tell me that classism is a problem.
Classism
Rich black
is a
people,
problem.
poor black people get treated the exact same fucking way. There is no difference.
Yeah,
A rich black man,
his pockets
see
wasn't,
what
he
Diddy
was
going
rich,
through now?
right? But his
Diddy
pockets
rich as
wasn't
fuck.
long
Diddy
enough,
almost
and he
a
still
billionaire.
had
He
to
might
deal
be a
with
billionaire.
racism.
And he's still getting brought down.
Yo, his pockets wasn't long enough.
How long your pockets got to be, right?
If you
When
black,
had,
hold
Bill
up. If
Cosby
you
been
black,
a billionaire
if you
for
black,
over,
if you
for over
black,
30
if
years,
you black, if you black, and Tony, you know well off. If you black, whatever costs $1 is going to cost more.
That's not classism.
You know what I mean?
That's racism.
So if you
That's
think you
white
got it
supremacy,
because
dog.
you black, if you black and you think you got it, you ain't got it. You ain't got enough, nigga.
Let me tell you something.
Hold up.
Hold
up.
Down the richest person. That's
Bass,
no
what
longer
up?
classism right
What's
there,
up?
dog.
What's up, man? Yo, this is my dude smashing that bass. This is my real dude. Holla at me. What you want to talk about, Cat?
Nothing. Y'all can keep going, but look, I'm white and I'm right by saying this. I love every one of you.
Who gives a fuck about love, man? We know love don't got shit to do with it. You ain't listen to Tina Turner song, motherfucker.
I love
Love
every
ain't
one
got
of you,
shit to
man.
do with it.
I love every one of you. Just relax,
Yo,
have fun,
love,
have a good time.
what love got to do with it?
Okay, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Can I jump in on something real quick?
Sure.
When we had these discussions, now I'm putting this to you because it's rare that we do have white people on the panel when we do have these discussions.
Oh, I'm on here a lot, so you know. And I'm white, just so you know.
When we had these kind of discussions, it's not an indictment on the everyday average white person. It is not.
No, listen,
We're not
man.
calling
Listen.
every white person a white supremacist or a racist. But you can't deny that every white person benefits from the system of white supremacy. They do. And that acknowledgement, that's all we ask. But we're not just going out there and saying, oh, all white people racist. That ain't what we saying.
No. Listen. I'm not saying that that's the case, right? And I didn't get on here to defend white people or anything like that. But you know, I do understand. Obviously, I'm not black, so I don't. You know, what I'm saying I haven't had to go through that shit. So I mean, I guess can't really speak on the subject, but Armel knows if he's on at some point, I'm probably gonna get on. And you guys want to talk about whatever we can. He is right. I don't give a fuck if I print or not. I don't give a shit. You know, now he looks at it from an aspect of, I guess, of him being of color and possibly having an issue with that, where I guess I don't look at it like that because I don't have that issue. But most people would look at it as, hey, they can see you're carrying a pistol. The only motherfuckers that are going to know I'm carrying are the other motherfuckers that are probably carrying for the majority, right? Is the way I see it. So he looks at it differently than the way that I look. I look at it as, okay, can someone see I'm carrying? I don't care, but that's the way I see it. Where he looks at it as, I don't care because of the color of my skin. But that's not
like that.
It's a little different, bro. You can carry, and the assumption is, oh, he's exercising his Second Amendment rights. He's an American. If I go down the street and I'm a concealed carry, I own a concealed carry permit. I'm in a free state where the assumption should be if I have a firearm, I'm legally authorized to have it. The same as you. But the assumption is when you see me with a firearm, he's about to do something. He's a criminal. That's the difference.
Yes.
That's a luxury we never had. And
Yes.
as we get more and more into this 2A space, bro, there's a conversation that we need to have amongst ourselves. Is like, number one, we
Amongst
got to
ourselves,
acknowledge
including, I got a
happened.
question, Tony.
And number two, why is that not the presumed assumption that when I got this firearm, I'm just exercising my Second Amendment
That's
right?
the question I want to ask you, Tony. Right? The question I want to ask you is basically, why is that a question? Why I'm not exercising, and if I'm printing like a motherfucker like Bass, and I spoke about Bass at the beginning of the motherfucking live.
That's steeped in racism, bro, because
it's systematic racism. You know what I mean?
We know what it is. The presumption is that you about to do some criminal.
I just need more. I just would like to see more people, all people, acknowledge that everybody has this fucking right. That everybody has this right. Just because I'm black and I got my hoodie on and I'm thugged the fuck out and I got a goddamn gun, that it ain't a big deal.
It ain't fair, dog. And
it ain't fair, but it's not a big deal. If Bass walks around here and Bass dressed like me, you know what I mean? Bass is my friend. You know what I'm saying? He seriously is my friend. You know what I mean? He walk. I said, man, you bugging, man. If you gonna carry appendix carry, you might as well fucking hip carry and open carry. You know what I mean? You might as well hip carry, open carry the way you printing. But he's like, oh, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. And I said, I don't have that luxury.
As much as we know it ain't fair, and I acknowledge that what you're saying, it ain't fair. But
it ain't supposed to be fair.
If you want to live, it behooves you not to do certain things. Because
so what do we do about this,
bro? Until we if I had that answer, racism be solved. It ain't no easy answer to it. I don't have all the answers. I know what the problem is. I say
everybody strap up and do what the fuck they want to do, bro.
We no, that ain't that.
Make it the norm. Make it the norm. Make it the norm.
We are in our own way. This is making it. This YouTube, the gun tubing is making it a norm.
Yeah, but that's what we do.
The implicit bias is always gonna be there, bro.
Make it the norm. Every time you see a nigga, every time you see a black man, black woman, you're gonna see a gun. Make it the norm.
That ain't gonna end well for you in certain areas. It might fly. It might fly where you at. It might fly where I'm at in certain spots where I'm at. But it ain't gonna fly everywhere.
It has
and the first thing they're gonna say when they shoot your black ass is that
you
had
stop being afraid, man. Fear is what charges the machine. You know what I mean? Stop living in fear, bro.
Joe, you remember that case up in Ohio? The brother that was in the car, and he had.
Don't let that deter you.
Told the officer.
Yeah, the one that had a CCW,
and they still shot his black ass.
Yeah, they still shot him. Yeah, so that goes back to this right here, right? Everyone's not mature enough to do everything, right? And I firmly believe everyone doesn't have the physicalities and mental capabilities and maturity level to have a firearm, right? Because we have this thing where people get emotional.
What the fuck is this shit? Guns don't argue talking about.
And they start doing stuff and everything else, right? Then the first thing I want to do is start brandishing a firearm and doing this and doing that. So I'll be the first one to say, as much as it hates my heart, everyone doesn't have the emotional intelligence or emotional IQ to have that response. Just like everyone shouldn't be driving, right?
But that's just not relegated to us neither now.
I know. I'm saying everyone. I'm not just saying us. I'm saying everyone across the board. I'm saying everyone, right? And then again, there is this systemic and institutionalized bias in a lot of the policing and the courts. And that's a whole nother conversation, because when you sit down here and you say, well, number one suspect, everything else, first thing the operator or the dispatcher is like, was he black? Right? Or, the cops will roll up on the scene and the only thing the description they got is number one suspect wearing a ball cap, a white t-shirt, and that's it. And then just because how I'm programmed, I'm going to go to the person of color. right? And then I'm gonna say, well, my experience, these are the people that's committing crimes. No, those are people that's getting caught. You know what I mean? They
Who
the ones
dropped
that's
the link for
committing crimes.
Kingdom?
So and that's just one of those things right there that, again, it takes a lot of
I
training.
treat everybody like everybody, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm probably, for real. I grew up in Nation of Islam, and people who know me a little bit better know that. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in this shit. It wasn't so much racist, but it was
Well,
black
damn, what happened
supremacy.
to you, bro?
Huh? Ain't
What the
nothing
fuck
happened
happened
to
to
me,
you?
man. Ain't nothing happened to me.
You
And it's
grew up
just,
in
it just
the
felt,
in the
if
NOI.
everything, seriously, if everything is created equal, I think the black man exceeds. You know what I mean? But because of the way this system is put in place, you know what I mean, it's to prevent the black man from success. This whole system that is put in place is to prevent to maintain a certain power structure.
It is. You ain't
You know
wrong.
what I mean? So ain't nothing happened to me. It's just that
When I say
it's an
you
education
taking
of
the wrong route, man.
acknowledgement.
When I asked what happened to you, okay, I
You
was
trying to
asking
be
about
fucking
joke.
funny.
It was a joke, but the NOI, I actually agree with a lot of what they say. They gave the blueprint for how we need to go forward. Now, I might not agree with you religiously, but the blueprint that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad put out ain't a bad blueprint. Grow your own food, defend your community, protect your woman, protect your family. The basic tenets of the NOI, I agree with 100%. That's what
We
I'm
ain't
saying.
even gonna talk about that because I don't like getting into that. Anyway,
that's why I asked the question, what happened?
ain't nothing happened. It's just the the tactics change. You know what I mean?
See, I don't know. That's
you know what I mean? I'm not racist. You know what I mean? They may look
feel
at
like they
it as something that's racist, but I just think that I need to do something to show that if the game is equal, that I'm a rise, regardless of the situation.
And the game ain't never gonna be equal though, dog. No, well, I ain't gonna say
even
never.
if it's not equal, even if it's not equal, I'm still gonna rise to the top.
You supposed to.
I'm still gonna rise.
Exactly what you.
So if I'm starting here, I'm gonna be here. Regardless of what the system does or how it's processed, I'm still rise.
You know and me around the same age,
and that's a testament to the grand design of the great architect.
Look! I want you to look at something. We all everybody up here around the same age.
No, we not. That motherfucker Jova older than the bitch.
Jova, how old are you?
Apparently, I'm older than the bitch, man.
I don't think he older than the bitch. Bitch is pretty old.
Jova older than the bitch.
But
hey, Hot Tub, I've been riding Clyde for a while, man.
What you know?
Been on that donkey. Come on. We already had that we had that conversation.
And you still didn't call me about it. But this my thing. When I was growing up, it was not uncommon that when they say the statement that everybody lived in the hood, because a lot of us did. But between my generation and what's now, most black people don't live in no hood. And that it's automatically assume that because you see a hood, that's black folks. We all came from that. Yeah, I did come from that.
Y'all drop the link, Kingdom. Let me add Bass back in here.
None of my kids seen that. They grew up in the suburbs. My mama got us out the hood into the suburbs. So that's not our experience, but we allow the media to make that our experience that all of us live in the hood. You got kids in it. This is a nice ass neighborhood. There'll still be kids in there talking about this my hood. No, the fuck it's not.
Well, and it's one of those things we sometimes we idolize and glamorize the wrong stuff.
And that's what I want to get away
from. Media promotion.
We latch on to the wrong stuff. And that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier. That's why we lack that credibility, because when I walk into a room and everything else, and then it's just like, oh, yada 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 yada.
I should need credibility for civil rights, bro.
Say again?
I shouldn't need a credibility for
It's not.
a
Hey,
civil right.
Armel, this
You
doesn't have
shouldn't,
anything.
but that's what the reality
Armel,
is.
this doesn't have anything to do about civil rights. Because here's the one thing right here, right? Again, like I said, if you come to my door, I'm gonna let you in the house after I vet you. But you start acting up and everything else, you're no longer welcome in my house. And the problem we have is we're in someone else's house.
Your house is privacy.
Armel, hold on, man. Listen to what I'm saying.
This is America.
Armel, listen to what I'm saying, though, man. That's the problem and shit. This is America. I got it. Sometimes you need to shut the fuck up and listen because we're in someone else's house. I know you don't give a fuck. That's part of the problem. You and a whole bunch of other motherfuckers don't give a fuck, so you get marginalized. I'm not gonna let your ass in the house because as soon as I let you in my house, you don't respect the rules. So now I gotta fucking put you out. I gotta put you on timeout.
I follow the rules.
No, you don't. You just said it. You don't respect them, man.
But
You
I
do what
think,
the fuck you want to do.
I think,
I follow the rules. I don't give a fuck about your feelings.
the negative narrative.
No one said anything about feelings. These are just the fucking rules, right? Don't do this, do that, act like this, pull your fucking pants up. If you don't like them, don't come to this fucking store. Don't
Somebody
do
put a
that.
question for you.
Well,
Somebody put a question for you. Kingdom.
I was asking.
He was asking.
But
about
he was asking for the link for him. That's what all he's saying.
yeah,
Yeah,
all
But
right,
Joe,
all right.
this is one area that I'm gonna have to disagree with y'all.
Go ahead.
And the only
do
reason
you.
I'm disagreeing with you on it is because even when we do follow the rules, we got examples of it. The people in Tulsa wore suits and ties every day.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were upstanding black people, and they still got their whole city burnt to the ground.
Burnt down. And it's not only Tulsa, look at the city, Lake
Yeah.
Lenoir, right? You
Lake
know about
Lanier.
Lake Lenoir, Lenoir. Man, you criticize the way I say something. That's why that's why we can't come together as a people. That's why we can't come together as a people. You criticize the way I talk.
I'm just correct. But
you just corrected me now. But so and there's like you said, go back to pre-Civil War. Look at the 1800s in Central Park. That used to be a thriving black community.
Seneca Village, yes.
Yeah,
We got Roadblock here. Hot Tub Nemesis coming in.
That is not my nemesis. That is my brother that I argue with.
What's up, Roadblock? So I'm
brother.
not saying that it's all the time. What I'm saying right here, right now, 2024, if you come in my house and you don't follow rules, you're not invited into my house no more. That's just the deal. So either we gotta abide by the rules that's established till we can get our own, just build our own. Stop bitching about it, be about it.
So get these FFLs. Let's put this syndicate together and open up these shops because we got love for everybody. Yo,
Well,
support
Jay gave
Trinity Arms and Gear.
gave us the blueprint.
Support Trinity Arms and Gear because we trying to do something
Hey,
big over here.
Roadblock got something to say, man.
Go ahead,
Speak.
Roadblock.
I'll say
Talk
this.
your shit.
On two aspects, right? On two aspects. So we talking about, I had a class today. My class I had 6 students. I go to this range to qualify my people. So it was this guy that worked at the range I'd never seen before, right? Tattoos all over the place. He had a Navy SEAL thing because I scope out the parking lot when I walk in, right? That's what I normally do. So he parked next to the door. He had Navy SEALs stickers all over his truck. 2A this, 2A that. So I bring my all women. I got 6 women in my class. Normally when I walk in, I can basically finagle either 2 to 3 lanes because I can get in and out with my students. So this dude, he like, yeah, you can only get 1. And I'm like, so I've never seen you before, sir. So normally John lets me get 2 to 3 lanes so I can get my students in and out. So then y'all can have more time to get people in that want to shoot. It's not gonna take me that long. Oh, well, I ain't never heard that before. I can't do that. So I'm like, okay, what you got available? He like, What? I can only give you one. Okay, I'll work with that, and then when lanes come available, I'll try to get my people in. I'm out there teaching one student, and I got 5 ladies standing outside. They like, he looking at you like he hates you, like he talking shit about you behind the desk and everything. And I'm like, okay, I was respectful. So mind you, I've never seen this dude before. I've never seen him. Couldn't pick him out of a lineup. So I'm like, another lane opened up right next to me. So I walk outside and I'm like, hey, can I get this lane so I can get more people in so I can get done? This dude gave me the nastiest look. I said, look, man, I don't know what your problem is, but when I come in here, like I'm literally on y'all commercial that y'all advertise on Facebook. I'm on your commercial, pumping this place up. What I said in that commercial is the direct opposite of what you're doing right now. My students is looking at you like you are purposely being an asshole. So he just kind of looked at me. And I was like, I would greatly appreciate it if you gave me another lane so I can get my students in and get my students out. So I don't know who the fuck he called, but whoever he called, because my cards is all over the range. I don't know who the fuck he called, but who he called told him, hey, that's Robert Gray. He come in there all the damn time with his classes, giving what he want. And then he gave me what I wanted. But he had to get the confirmation from somebody else. He didn't want to give it to me just because of me telling him, because like, dude, I walked in there like, hey, this is where I've been bringing my classes here for 3 years. So why are you acting like this?
So I got a question for you real quick. So you don't have like any kind of arrangement with the range, or?
Yes, I have an arrangement with the range. Like I said, I'm literally on their commercial. They interviewed me for their commercial.
Right. So then, in my
he
opinion,
he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I normally work weekdays. I normally don't work weekends, so I don't know how they operate. It's the same operation that they always have had."
Hey, Roadblock. Hey,
Yes, sir.
Question for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how tight was your t-shirt?
I had a baggy t-shirt on, so maybe it ain't work as good as it normally. I did 38 push-ups this morning, so I mean it should have did something. Shit.
Oh man, hey, if he's a seal, you need to do 45, man.
I don't know if he was a seal or not, because people be out here capping. He just had the sticker on his truck.
Yeah. But sometimes, and again, like it's been my experience, and I've done this. I've been in charge of stuff, and that little bit of power go to my head. So I try and flex that, because it's just like with some people, they have a bad day at the house, they can't win they fight, they can come into work and screw over other people. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. You never know. He could. Was he a little guy?
He was a decent sized dude. He wasn't little. He was about 5'11", whatever. But it didn't seem like, I don't come in there with intimidation energy. I don't do that. I'm tired, man. I literally was up for 27 hours the previous day. I'm not on confrontation. I just want to get my people in, get them out, and be on my way and get home.
Then again, man, like he could have been insecure in his shit,
I mean, like I said, like my wife said, you can't control how other people feel, and I mean, it is what it is.
But also, I think the question is have you dealt with this situation multiple times, or is it the first time?
No, this like at this range, this was the first time I dealt with that type of situation. And because normally I have a great relationship with that range, but it was this dude, this in particular dude, like literally, like I said, they asked me, they said, "Hey, can we interview you for our commercial for Facebook?" I said, "Hell yeah."
Can I jump in for a minute?
Go ahead.
Now, see how everybody's trying to rationalize what we
I
all
know.
know it to be true.
I
This
know.
man has a relationship with the range. He's on your advertising. Your employee knows who the fuck he is.
Mhm.
But the automatic assumption is, well, maybe he's having a bad day. Maybe he's just being a jerk today. Not the fact that it is what it is. You didn't associate
No,
this black man
100%
with who he is in the range.
100% it could be, but you know,
That,
if he's never dealt with it before, maybe he's a new
but
employee
it
or
goes back to what I'm
Well,
saying. You have the luxury to justify that. We don't have the luxury to justify that.
I'm not saying the situation was correct. All I'm saying is you know, what was the situation, right? Because it's I'm not saying it's not racism, but I'm also not saying it is. I mean, it could depend
I'm
on
calling
the
it for
situation.
what it is, because if he's on your advertisement, he has a long-standing relationship with the range.
I get it.
Then the employees know who he is. He may not have seen that
Right.
particular. They may not have seen him in person, but they know who he is. They know he wasn't lying when he said that. When he said his name,
And I'm not making excuses for anyone, but if it was a new employee, does he know about the situation? I mean, I would think that someone would tell him, but did they not? Like, I'm not saying it's not what it is, but I'm also not saying it is. Like there's different variables, right? Like in a situation.
and therein lies the luxury in being white that we don't have.
Yeah,
We
and
see it
that's
for
the
what
one
it is.
thing that
We
I
see
want
it
to
for what it
mention. Let me
is.
interrupt you, Hot Dog.
You would justify it, and I'm not saying that that don't make you racist, but your assumption is that, well, maybe the white guy was right, and not that this
It's
white guy is
implicit
being a
bias.
fucking asshole
Implicit
and
bias
possibly
is
a
the
racist.
name.
I'm not saying he was right. I'm just saying maybe there was a miscommunication or something. That's all I'm saying. I'm not.
Bass. Let
That's-
me interrupt you real quick. What I'm talking about is implicit bias.
There it is.
Implicit bias is systematic functions of a racist society, and that's what played into the function of it. Implicit bias.
So
You know what I
another
mean?
way
Because
to
of the system is racist, it caused him to question one aspect of what was going on. You know
no,
what I mean?
but
you're not.
And that's the
it's
shit
not
that
just
we have
that.
to conquer and defeat.
It's not
No.
it's not just the implicit. So
Roadblock.
my
You said
students,
that.
listen, hold on. My students were saying, because you know the range you have the desk where people rent the firearms and people buy time or whatever to get on the range. And
They
you
did
have
say it was
seats,
giving
and
you look
you
or
got
something.
windows. You got windows or whatever, so you can sit there and watch everybody on the range. So while I'm on the range, my students were sitting there and was like, he was talking shit while I was teaching. Right, I can't hear what he's saying. But these are my students. Like, hey, he was being an asshole.
Roadblock
Like,
question.
yes, sir. Go ahead.
Family. I heard you make an implicit bias about 5'11" and 5'6" jokes, B.
About what?
5'6" jokes.
Hey,
Roadblock, know what I'm talking about?
hey.
I'm fucking with you, family. I love you, fam. I love you, family. I love you. I love you, fam. I love you.
Hey, Rodney, I love
Yes,
you,
sir.
brother. I love you, brother.
Fucking brother,
I love you too,
I love
family.
you, brother.
Yo, keep teaching, family. Keep teaching. Keep teaching. Keep teaching. Bless up.
I literally love teaching. And then, you know, I had to tell my students, like, you gotta be able to navigate shit. You gotta be able to check and navigate. Navigate and check. Sometimes you just gotta navigate shit, get through it, and go back to bed. And then sometimes you gotta check a motherfucker. Sometimes you gotta check a motherfucker and let them know. Like, I literally work on the railroad. The railroad is literally with dudes from Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, shit like that. They ain't never
You
seen the
constantly
black.
got to
They
check a
ain't never
motherfucker on
seen
the
the black
railroad,
dude.
bro.
They ain't never seen the black dude until they joined the railroad. So I'm literally on the railroad on my team, the gun dude. So I got
is
it's
that coming from? I'm from a big city, kid. I'm from a big city, and I've always moved to big cities. It's really like that, fam.
Yes, it's really
It's
like that.
man.
It's
It's like
really
that.
like that.
It's like that, bro. I'm talking about. I work with dudes like was talking to this one dude from Eastern Kentucky in the
Yeah.
Appalachians, and literally he said the first time he seen the black dude was when he got hired on by the railroad. First time ever, and he was 21. Said that was the first time he had ever seen a black dude. So most of the time, what they see about black people, especially in 2A, is
Yeah.
what the news
Teaches them.
puts out there.
Hey, Roadblock,
So
someone said that about 40 minutes ago.
You say what?
Someone said that about 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
So most of the time when you see, most of the time when they see, like anybody sees a white family with guns, they be like, "Oh, that's all American right there. That's America right there." And then when they see black people with guns, they be like, "Them some thugs."
Thugs and
They be like, "Them some thugs and this and that." So like, it's up to us to change that narrative, and I think that we're doing a good job of doing that because, like, the dudes on my team, they come to me, they be like, "Rob, man, what should I get? I'm trying to get this AR. Which brand should I get?" Da, 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 because I'm literally known as the gun dude
But see,
where I'm at.
I'm sorry, but that's why I was talking about that credibility that we need to build and everything else, where you're not talking about, well, yeah, you know, you do this and you do that, and the John Woo and all this other stuff. You bring that credibility where now it goes from, well, he's in the guns, let's see how good he is. It's like, well, we know he's good. Let's get some advice from him. You establish your bona fides and that credibility, right? And it's different now because, like before, they probably used to come at you and try and ask you like stupid questions and everything else. Now they actually come at you to get sound and sage advice.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that.
Are you always playing devil's advocate?
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that shit, Joe. And I'm gonna get a verse from the famous poet, Notorious Big. That goddamn credit, debt it. You think a crackhead paying you back shit, forget it. You know what I mean? I'm saying that is because,
died on my born day, which is today,
regardless
son.
of what credentials you have, listen to this. Regardless of what credentials you have, right? If you black in America, you know what I mean? You ain't got shit.
Man, I ain't gonna say that. Hell no, I ain't gonna never say that.
But I'm saying though, in their eyes,
Armel, you got more than a lot of, you got more than a lot of white people out here. Do you know you got way more than a lot of white people in this country?
I don't deal with people on as
Armel,
white.
let
You know what
Dustin.
I deal with equality. You know what I mean?
Armel, let Dustin.
Yo,
happy birthday, Rodney.
I don't see Dust right there.
Yo, what up? Armel, you lucky. If I was at your house, I would have kicked your door in. That's first and foremost. Your door.
You get this nice new box right here. If you pick
your door. Yo, your door.
He can't shoot no way.
You get this nice new box, man.
Time out. Who said that? Who said that?
I said that. Armel can't shoot no way.
Oh yeah, nah. That his door would have been clean off the hinges.
Yo, at 3 yards, I can't miss.
Armel shoot like Skilly. Armel shoot like Skilly. Shotgun 9mm all day.
Hey, guess what?
In my sleep. All day.
Fuck around and find out.
Okay.
Hey, but
Fuck around and find
that's
out.
the Roadblock and Joe Va, especially.
Sure.
Now it's always that everybody say, okay, it's perception of the black man with the gun and what we see on TV. But do we not see that most mass shootings are done by who?
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Why is there no implicit bias against them and being gun owners when every mass shooting that we see, and we see a mass
I'm just
shooting
talking about what's going on in the world. Like, that perception
that's a separate. That's a political agenda that's between them.
Facts.
That's not a political agenda. That's not a political agenda.
No,
that's a political agenda.
Is not that
no,
this white guy that's going in here.
That's a political.
This young white guy going in.
That's a political agenda.
Hey, I think the wrong question is. I think the wrong question is. I think what we need to be asking is, Bass. Let me ask you a question, bro. So let me ask you a question. Where did you grow up at? Bass
is not a good person to ask any question.
And hold on, Armel. Bass, where you grow up?
He a regular ass.
Hold on, Armel. Hold on, Armel. Let me ask him a question. Where'd you grow up at, Bass?
Ask away.
Out the way. So so when you grew up, I don't know if you had this conversation with your parents or whatever you talked to, because the thing is that it's not necessarily Bass. It's the people that maybe, I don't know Bass, but it might be the people that you grow up around, right? Mm-hmm. So the people that you grow up around, I wouldn't say directly mold your way of thinking, but it's a lot of the fact. Like, I've heard a lot of white dudes be like, "Hey man, my uncle was racist as fuck. My uncle used to be like, you can't do this around black people because black people do this, black people do that, black people do this, black people do that." And then you get this perception that is ingrained in your head when you start growing up, and you might not believe it all the way. But in the back of your head, it's always like, oh shit, that Black Rambo, man, he got them dreads and he rap this way and he do this. Like, man, I don't know. Even Black Rambo would tell you he done hit a lot of roadblocks. He done hit a lot of roadblocks in his pathway in the 2A, right?
May I interject, gentlemen? May I interject?
So what do you say you got a question for me? What do you ask me?
So what I was saying was, what was your like upbringing? Like, did you ever come across something like that growing up?
As far as like what? As like to hate a certain race? Like, I'm kind of
not necessarily hate a certain race, but be like, okay, hey, you might be wary about certain things coming from that side of town. Don't go over there.
When I grew up, it was a mixed school. I mean, you had whites, you had blacks, you had Hispanics.
But hold on, wait. Is that even? Hold on, wait. Is that even?
Let me advocate for Bass. Hold on. No,
wait. Because I'm a flip side. I'm a flip it.
Bass. Chill out first. I'm gonna let you go. Bass is from a state called Maryland. You know what I mean? He grew up in Maryland. Maryland doesn't have like these outside of Baltimore. Black people and white people live together in this circumstantial thing, and they push a social. That's why I was saying earlier.
And Maryland is about money, bro.
Hold up, goddammit. They put a class structure and
sorry, Bill Page, you're telling people
the racist thing is secondary and the class thing is primary.
I have a thing, real quick, before anybody jumps in. The question was presented about black and white, about the mass shooting and everything like that.
Are you guys fucking high?
Nah, no, I'm not high. Son.
No, I'm just saying, bro. Like,
nah, yo,
y'all niggas is crazy.
Dust, hear me out real quick. Dust, chill for a second. I live in Broward County, Florida, and there was a mass shooting out here years ago, and a lot of money went to a specific area where all the millionaires and billionaires live, because that's where it happened. I went to one of these community meetings and I was like, yo, this shit has been happening in certain areas in Broward County, and not one of y'all ever presented, ever talked. I got kicked out that meeting, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got kicked out the meeting because I was like, yo, y'all was never there when shit was popping off in the hood. But the shit popped off one time. in areas where the net worth was almost $6 billion.
And nobody ever questions that. Nobody ever says,
Tony,
this is the problem.
These
Why
people,
is the demographic shooting up
yo,
schools and
it
churches
sucks.
and movie
Yo, Tony, it sucks because some of these parents made fun of the shit that happened in our neighborhoods, man. I'm sorry.
That's
sorry.
always, but
they made fun of the shit that happened in our neighborhoods.
Hold on, Rodney. Let Bobo and Dust talk. Because Dust
what about Chicago? What about Black?
Hey, Amel, let Ray in.
Their go-to because they don't want to deal with the problem in their own community.
But it's not it's not a white.
Tony,
it's not a white thing. You guys are crazy. Yo. You guys are nuts. It's not a black or white thing. It's a money thing. Have you been around rich black people? Hold on. Have you been around rich black people? Rich black people do not like black people from the hood.
And rich white people do not like rich white folks from the hood, but they will still use them against us.
Yeah, they will also use.
I think that's a bunch of bullshit, Dust. And the only reason why I say that is that my parents are. My parents are. What? What's up?
Roadblock.
What's up?
Class and money has everything to do with it. Because when you reach a black social class, hold up. When people reach a black social class, if you black and you in social class, a particular social class, you have to conform to that class. You know what I'm saying? You have to conform.
So what money angle are we talking about? Like what level of money?
Money. Hold up, Roadblock. Money is not the thing. Money is money is just part of it, but it's a social class. Where you went to school at? I don't tell nobody where I went to school at. You know what I mean?
I tell people I went to school at I went to a majority white Catholic school. That's where I went to school at.
Yeah.
So what?
You
went to private school?
You know I
went to private school.
Right.
I went to Christian schools my whole life. I went to a public school maybe for 2 quarters, and I've gone to since the 8th grade all the way to graduating high school. I went to majority white private Catholic schools. My parents' house has been paid off for 15 years, and they live in a majority mixed neighborhood where everybody's house is paid the fuck off pretty much. All I'm saying is, my mom is about as pro-black as, I ain't gonna say she don't be walking around with dashikis and shit like that.
You was a privileged black man.
No, I was not a privileged. Hold on, Armel. Hold on, Armel, because I literally grew up. I had government cheese. I had all that shit. My parents grew their shit. And they became what they are today. But my parents don't look down on nobody.
My parents, listen.
Roadblock. I agree with you 100%. It is not nothing to do with money. Like I gave the example.
It has everything to do with it.
It has everything to do with money.
One of the richest black men in America.
It's money. Correction. It's not money. It's class.
It don't matter your class.
It don't matter your class. It's how your brain works.
I'm muting y'all niggas, man. Fuck y'all.
The biggest black person can be brought down by the lowliest white person in this system that we got right now. And it
has happened many times.
Classism is class. It's not classism.
Can I speak real quick?
White supremacy. They give privileges and benefits to white people just for the merit of their skin color.
Like, look. I'm not trying to like really. Let me pick no side. I mean, I know we all of age and all that. We probably have many experiences, but I'm from a big city as well, right? And
hey, let Ray in, Mel.
I ain't never dig into the word racism like that, because if I do, I would have to say I had that shit my whole life. You know what I mean? I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Yo, I'm from Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, bro. It's the same shit. I understand what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. So across the street, the Spanish people ain't really fuck with us like that. We mingled a little bit in the projects. If you had a Puerto Rican or something next door, I had best friends that were Spanish. But as a
Ray
culture,
Official in the house.
they ain't really rock with us like that. Same thing as with the West Indians, or if you in East New York and all that, or you in Canarsie, you had the Russians and all that out there. They throwing bottles. Get out of here. Get out of here.
DV, tell them, man. The Dominicans ain't giving no
consignment. We throwing bottles at us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, but you never took it. You never took it like that. You just took it as that's them and we us.
It's their neighborhood. That was their neighborhood, and that was that.
Right. So now we left there. Now I'm like in the high school, Jersey. Moved to the suburbs, South Orange, Maplewood area, and now I'm with like equally mixed cultures as far as the black and white go. So I want to say that at that stage, they kind of like praised us and welcomed. They loved us in that school. They still did them, but we got along. We did a lot of things with each other, blew it down, all that. Like we had a little thing going on. But then when I came to the South, it was different. You know what I'm saying? And like same thing you talking about as far as like money classifications and all that. Like my last house, I bought a house and I went out a little out of the city, you know what I'm saying, in the sticks a little bit to get a better home for my money, you know what I'm saying? But in that neighborhood, like now I'm doing that with my kids and my daughter, she in middle school, this and the third. I'm doing all that with that in mind. So now my daughter coming home uncomfortable, she experiencing some things. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when I was younger, we went through it, but it wasn't like that. When that came down here, it was it hit them different because it's like they're really not welcome. Just like they standing out like a sore thumb and being treated in certain ways, and it's even by older people. You know what I'm saying? So like it is what it is.
It's different.
You know what it is, bro? I'm gonna tell you what it is. Because down south, we have not been able to have the luxury to ignore racism. We have not had the luxury to act like it doesn't exist. And I hear a lot of that now. I'm gonna give you credit on that because I know New York. New York is very segregated. Everybody's in their own little enclave. But
it is,
when
but
you
it
go
isn't.
out to places like Ohio and not knock on, that's not no knock on roadblock, but in the Midwest and some places out west, they had the luxury to act like racism does not exist.
It does, but like look at Trump. Like if you from New York and we look at Donald Trump and I see the people that's not from New York, how they view Donald Trump, and they're like, oh my God, he's so racist, he's so outspoken. I'm like, that's New York.
That's the average New York. That's the average New York person.
I'm like, that's your average everybody right there. That's real shit. That's real New York. So you want to speak from your mind. Get out of here, you fucking moon.
Okay, let me segue. Let me kill y'all niggas. Let me kill y'all cats. Let me kill y'all cats right now, right? And I'm gonna just jump on what my man Kick Up Dust was talking about. How it's an economic situation. My man Vote right here is from the same exact neighborhood that I'm from. You know what I mean? I grew up in an all-black neighborhood. I didn't even have a white fucking
And guess what? Sorry, Armel, not to cut you off. And guess what? Me being from Bensers, when I went over to the side, guess who had problems? I did.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so I did. It didn't matter whether he was black, white. It didn't matter. I wasn't from that neighborhood.
And I'm gonna add on to that, Dust.
It
was a social. With me in my particular experience, and what I experienced is compounding. It's beyond racism, and it's a social economic structure. And I'm gonna add on to Bass. Bass grew up in Maryland. You know what I mean? Where there's black, white, y'all in the social economic is those with the haves and the have-nots. And that's compounding the racism. So I'm sitting over here in this lily white neighborhood. While I'm here, that might be a different live, but we could talk about that another fucking time. But at the same time, right? I have to look at this. These motherfuckers every day looking at pedigree. You know what I mean? How I get here. You know what I mean? I'm from Tompkins Avenue in Brooklyn. Tompkins fucking Avenue. You got to Google that shit. Look it up. The shit don't run but from Broadway to motherfucking Fulton Street. You know what I mean? How you get here? If I wear they had college hoodie day or some shit a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. I wore my hoodie. It's like, how you get there? You know what I mean?
But that's because of your race. They're asking that not because of your financial situation.
It's not because of my race. It's not just because of my race. It's because of my flow.
Hold on.
Hold on, Hot Tub. It's not just because of my race, right? It's not because I'm black. Because this is a black dude down the block from motherfucking Southeast DC, and he fit right in. But it's my flow. I'm that dude. You know what I mean? I'm that dude that don't belong.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey.
And I'm gonna
get off the train in Manhattan, in Chinatown. You turn down one of the raw blocks in Chinatown, you gonna have a problem.
But everybody up here.
Every culture, nobody gets along, and that's just what it's gonna be. So
that's just what it's gonna be. I agree.
Okay, everybody freeze. Let Ray talk.
Listen, ha. Listen, I'm trying to answer the goddamn fucking question. So, I went to school.
Hold up, Bass.
Yeah.
Ray, talk your shit.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Ray?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What up, Ray?
Yeah. Hey, what's happening, fella? Hey, I was gonna say to Hot Tub Tony, where he's going on about the richest black man. Now, first and foremost, the richest black man fucked himself up when he sit there and was talking about all that shit about them fucking Quaaludes. So he opened up that door for his ass to get fucked up. That was his problem. He should have kept his fucking mouth shut. You know, and then plus all that other shit that he was saying, you know, talking about, you know, black males this and black males that. It's like, come on, man. You got, before you sit there and start opening up your mouth, you better sit there and think about what the fuck you doing. And all his shit came out. All of that shit came out, you know. So Bill fucked himself on that one. Now, should he have gotten everything that he got? Probably not.
But Ray,
you know,
Ray, I ain't trying to interrupt you. I agree with you on that. On that aspect. I agree with you. But by Armel's logic, his money should have insulated him, and it did not. That's my.
It does not. It does not. It does not.
Nah,
I'm gonna be honest. It's not. His economics did not save him. Is my point when I say that.
But it does not.
But if but look, if you pay attention to a lot of shit that's going on nowadays, there's a lot of motherfuckers that money ain't that insulation anymore. You know, and that's black and white people, because now you got motherfuckers that's just coming out the woodwork and shit like that and going after everybody. You know,
but the punishment is not the same. That's my thing.
You know what insulates me, bro? And I'm continuously working on building thicker insulation. My association.
Yeah. Now back to what Kick Up Dust was saying. All right. Now in the area that we live in, this DMV area, shit is a little different here. It's different here, you know, because these motherfuckers do that. Hey, Dust, take a mute.
Oh, hold on. My bad.
All right.
Give me a second.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. But in this area that we live in, man, it doesn't matter what the hell you do. If you're not part of those, if you're black and you're not part of those three letter organizations, FBI, CIA, DEA, and all that shit right there, these motherfuckers look down on you. You know, they look down on you. And I mean, I got black neighbors, man. I mean, I got one guy right down the street or whatever. I've been here, what I told my wife, 6-7 years or something like that. This dude don't say shit to me, nothing whatsoever. You know, look at me like I'm crazy and shit like that. My white neighbors, all my white neighbors speak to me. Every last one of them come over, you know, when we moved in, introduced themselves and shit like that. Hell, man, it took damn near a year and a half before one of my neighbors even came and spoke to me. You know, black neighbor. You know, and that's the type of shit that, you know, you deal with in this area or whatever. You know, motherfuckers sit there and try and figure out, you know, how you do what you do, how you move the way you move, and all this other shit. Because I think, my wife had said that one time. You know, these motherfuckers come in my house and shit like that. You know, because my wife isn't working. You know, she's medical illness and shit like that. You know, medical condition. So you know, she doesn't work, but motherfuckers come in the house looking around and shit like, you know, how the fuck can you motherfuckers afford all this shit or whatever, you know, with one household? And it's like, shit, nigga, ain't your business. You know, that's how I look at it. You know, but yeah, it's different, man. Everywhere you go is different, you know, the type of shit that you deal with, you know. But I'm telling you, in the DMV, nah, these motherfuckers here, man, I mean, dude, these black folks here, they just roll fucking different. And you learn that shit. I mean,
they different.
Yeah, he did. I mean,
Everywhere.
even with
Not
my
just
daughters,
here.
man.
It's everywhere.
No, I'm talking about here, how it is with the black folks here. You know, and I understand, yeah, you got some of them, you know, when they get money and shit like that, you know, they want to look down on people, you know. I mean, that's just how they roll. I mean, that's even like, you know, black folks when it comes to damn Jordan and shit like that, you know. If you got Jordans, if they got Jordans and you ain't got no Jordans, them motherfuckers look down on you. It's like, come on, man, fuck out of here. You know? I don't have to have that bullshit.
Yo, Ray, I'm gonna give Hot Tub a shout out because Hot Tub said something a long time ago on somebody else's live. You know what I mean? It's all it's been sinking in my mind. And one of those things was even in this two-way thing, it's all who you. If you black, it's not just how much money you got; it's who you connected to, and how you have to be active in this thing. So I got into two-way personally. I got into two-way, and it was just out of curiosity. It was just my point to just become active or to be known or to be, no matter if I had the dopest guns like my man Big Fish, Lil Boat, or my man 2A in LA or some shit like that. Motherfuckers gonna know Armel. And that's how I live my fucking life. I ain't gotta have the dopest shit or be the hottest nigga in the community, but you gonna know who the fuck I am. And it, whether it's positive or negative, somebody gonna know me. And it's just like somebody gonna recognize me. You know what I mean? And that's a form of insulation that I use personally as a technique. You know what I mean? Social media can be used against you or for you. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you no lie. And I came into 2A for the very survival of my people. That's why I'm here. I see a need. We need to have guns because as 2020 showed us, and I was in it long before 2020. But as that showed us, when the shit hit the fan, everybody go into their own corners. And they go to their own groups. And they strap up with their own people. No matter how good a friend you was. And I got
Pick up Dust, you good?
and I don't look at them no
I'm
different.
chilling.
I don't hold that against them that they do that. But I'm saying
Pick
to
up
black people, for your very survival, you need to be proficient in firearms. Because when it do pop off, and it's looking real pop offish lately.
He said pop offish.
It's looking real pop offish lately. When it do pop off, where are your
friends
going to go? Are they going to come? Are they going to come help you defend your household, or are they going to go with their group?
Yo, I know my man Smashing That Bass is riding with the good team.
It's nothing wrong with that. I'm not even mad with them for that. But I'm saying we need to do the same fucking thing.
I get the fuck up.
I'm not playing a bad game in 2K. I'm not playing who got
I
the better
ride with
guns.
Smashing That Bass before that black dude down the block.
My basic survival.
Armel, let him talk,
this
man.
Is how I ride.
Armel, let him talk.
This is
Come on,
platform, man.
You
He
keep
got to
cutting
run
him
the
off,
way he
man.
run it. I ain't mad at him.
No, that's that ripple they keep getting in his mouth.
Yeah, there possibly is, but this is
Ripple. That's that Crown Royal. What are you talking about?
But that's the long and short of it for me. I understand. Like I'm not coming from New York where I have the luxury to ignore racism and act like it don't exist. It's in our face now. It has been in our face for over 400 years. We never really came out of antebellum slavery in the sense that everybody wants to pretend that it does not exist to this day. So I come at it from my basic survival. If I want to survive in America, I need to be strapped up. And I need to be strapped up because 9 times out of 10, it's not my people that's gonna do me wrong in my area when shit pop off. Because black people in times of emergency, as Katrina showed us, black people tend to stick together when shit happens. We'll put aside petty differences when shit happens.
That's
but
a
you
reactive.
know who? But in Katrina, hold on. But in Katrina, what was happening? They were sniping out black people left and fucking right, and the justification that they were giving was, oh, they were looters. They was looters. Ain't nothing you could have kept in your store that would have been good after that flood. You were just using that as an opportunity to kill black folks. And I'm very well accustomed to that. And I understand that that's the dynamic. And I don't make no mistakes about it. I don't make no questions about it. I don't make no bones about it.
That's that Georgia
for
shit,
the protection
man.
of my
But
people.
that
I
don't
want to
apply
see black
everywhere
people
else.
live past 2024. So if it means we got to be strapped up, if it means we got to be proficient with the firearm, so be it. But I'm not gonna ignore the fact. I'm not gonna say it's classism, it's this ism, it's that ism, it's racism.
Nah, hot tub. Let me definitely reiterate my point of view on that. I'm not saying it don't exist. I'm just basically I give you a little bit about myself. Like I'm a Hebrew Israelite, so as far as my culture and all, I take that very seriously. I changed my whole life behind my belief system and who I am. Traditionally, you know what I'm saying? So it's I'm on a whole different level with it right now. You know what I'm saying? But like at the end of the day, I'm not saying that I don't experience it. I'm saying I experience it to the most, and I know how to actually be attentive with it. You know what I'm saying? I know, you know what I'm saying? When I grew up, it wasn't a life or death situation, but in the areas I'm in now, it feels that way. You see what I'm saying? It feels like somebody want to harm you. In certain areas, it feel like they don't want to see you make it home in certain areas. You know what I'm saying? I experienced that where I chose to live at one time or another. Even right now, I'm looking at Texas. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to relocate and make my next purchase. I'm looking at Texas, but I'm like, let me check Texas out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I don't know how they view a Chip 2 kid from Brooklyn or whatever the case may be. I need to check the temperature out there. So you know, it's always a concern because I know it exists. And again, I'm on a whole nother level right now. Now, I don't know if you know about, you know, anything in reference to, you know, the Hebrew history.
Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with y'all.
Like so, yeah, so you know where my head is at. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's deeper than just you don't like me, I don't like you. It just I'm taking it back 5,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Before we even got here. So you know what I'm saying? Like so, I understand the narrative, but again, I'm saying like I do check my reality as far as day-to-day goes. In my 44 years of living, that's my man Mark, one of my best friends in Jersey. You know what I mean? My man Squeeze. I have a lot of people that they parents done took me in. You see what I'm saying? Like it was like that. You know what I'm saying? And I had to be reminded when I get to a different area and it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? So look, I got a magazine, bro. I'm a businessman. I got a magazine.
Shout out to Luke Magazine.
Shout out to Luke Magazine. I got a magazine in Charlotte, North Carolina, right? It's print. It's a print publication.
Congratulations.
So I'm gonna show you just my experience, right? I knew that magazine wasn't gonna do what it needed to do if I did it our way. So I had to make it mixy. You see what I'm saying? I knew who I had to play with that when it comes to fashion, art, beauty, this and the third. I knew I had to mix it up in order for it to survive. I knew I couldn't put a Vibe or a BET out here, like, you know what I'm saying? Because of where I'm at. So it's a matter of strategy and playing the game. It's not a matter of accepting it. It's a matter of if I need to get to point A to point Z and be successful at it, I'm going to do what I feel it would be successful. I'm not going to play myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to put a different outfit on, but I know how to manipulate and fit in so I could get what I got to get done. You know what I'm saying? Without giving up no card. You know what I'm saying?
And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying something particularly wrong with that. I wouldn't even direct what I said towards.
Right. If I go in a gun store, I know how to act like I'm not from around the corner on Milton Road with these dudes coming in there looking like they're about to do what they call them purchases. Like I know how to look
straw purchase.
I know how to present myself to a point where I can get this guy on the other side of the counter to treat me appropriately or whatever case. The experience is there.
That's code switching.
I ain't doing that shit. That's song and dance shit.
We all do code switching. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is that I'm noticing on this panel, it's a lot of New Yorkers, and I ain't discrediting your experiences and whatnot. It's a lot of people from New York, Maryland, the DC area. Mm-hmm. Y'all are very small compared to the greater population of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Real
look
small.
At down south, that's more of a representation of America than New York and the 5 boroughs and the northeast.
I ain't gonna front, Hot Tub.
Y'all live in a totally different world from the rest of the country.
Yo, Hot Tub, I ain't gonna front, man. There's more coon ass niggas from down south than it is up north.
Use a motherfucking lie.
I agree.
I swear to God.
I agree.
I got experience.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, again, being that I am from New York, I say I've had my experiences in New York with everybody. And I can't just talk about a particular, because New York is a salad, it's a mixture. So you get all the cultures there. When I came down here, because I'm in North Carolina right now, been here for a long time. When I came here, I experienced that it's not all that cultural like that. You got one or the other.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So now when you shrink in the pot like that,
you know you're dealing with a very small population.
Very
North Carolina
small.
is not indicative of the whole South.
Very small.
Limited.
Hey, hold on, wait a minute, Tony.
With
You're saying
that 1 or 2 cities that you visited in or possibly even live in, that's not a representation of the whole fucking South. It's not.
Well, it's not a representation
Now,
of the whole South.
Will I acknowledge it's coons? It's coons everywhere. It's coons out of New York. It's coons in Maryland. It's coons in D.C., especially in D.C. and that Virginia area. It's a lot of them up there too. So,
of what?
But I'm saying down south we haven't had the luxury of ignoring racism. We haven't.
Because it's right there in your face.
It's right there in your face. It's one or the other. But that's what he's saying, though. He's saying
ignore it up there because y'all can pretend that
it's not ignoring it. No. What he said is
ignore this shit because y'all act like it's a big fucking melting pot, and where you're from, it is. But down south, it's not. It ain't true.
No, it's one or the other. That's what he's saying. He's saying it's one or the other. So yeah, it's in your guys' face. A lot.
Hey man,
hold on.
So with that,
slow down, everybody.
When I deal with this shit, I'm coming at it from that aspect. I know I can't ignore this shit. That's not my fucking face.
Let Dust speak and let Ray speak. Go ahead.
Damn, coming from Armel, that don't let no one speak.
You got to speak, yeah. Hot Tub. I understand what Hot Tub. Yo, bro, I understand 100% what Hot Tub is saying. I get what he's saying. I'm starting to understand it. And he's starting to understand us what we're saying, that whole melting pot. But the thing is, there was nothing to ignore. We had bigger problems than racism. We had issues, like a whole scoop of issues. Now, over there in the South, let me tell you something about the South, where you said, Armel said, yo, people down South are way cooler than people up North. And you said that's a lie. Let me tell you something. That's a fact. That people down south are way more cool. I didn't experience what quote unquote black love was until I went to the South. That Southern hospitality is real. You don't get that up north.
So let me explain something about Southern hospitality. And I think I probably got more experience than anybody on this panel.
I doubt that.
Hold on. Time out.
I doubt that.
Hold on.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Shit. So when I say this, I live in Toledo, Ohio. I have traveled on my 10 years of this railroad. I have traveled every corner east of the Mississippi. Every corner of this country east of the Mississippi. East St. Louis, Connecticut, New York,
I don't like Mississippi.
Bay St. Louis. Hold on. Bay St. Louis, Florida, Chicago, Wisconsin.
We get it.
All of these places, right? Well, when I went to Yonkers, New York, I was in Yonkers, New York for 2.5 months. Everybody is fuck you, get the fuck out of my way, pretty much.
Everybody.
Right? Everybody. That's basically what it is, right?
White,
you got
it don't matter.
Hold on. You got your Chinatown. You got your Harlem, you got your Latin, whatever the hell it is, whatever they be at, that's where they chill at. But down south, you got this black dude that stay right next to this white dude, that stay right next to this other white dude, that stay right next to this other black dude, between the area of 3, 4, 5 miles. in a country town. Like when I first time I went to, we worked in South Carolina. It was this, I forgot the small town we was going in, but I thought to myself, I was like, man, I ain't never heard of this town before, man. It probably ain't gonna be no black people. It's probably gonna be all white people. When I got down there, it was straight niggas everywhere. And then you know what they you know what they told me? You know what they told me? They was like, hey man, like you good. When I told them my story, I ain't think there was gonna be no black people down there. They was like, oh man, you good, just don't go over there.
Yeah.
You know, they still got sundown towns in the South.
Yo,
they still got
hold on,
sundown towns in Texas. They still got sundown towns in Mississippi. They still got sundown towns in Alabama.
I don't even know what the fuck
in
that
Georgia,
is.
in South
A sundown town
Yo,
is if they
you
catch
better
your
find
black
out,
ass
Armel.
in
You
that
better
town.
find out.
You
They're
bet
gonna
if
smoke
they
you.
catch your black ass in that town when the sun go down, that's your
Apparently,
ass.
Cass told me that my town is a sundown town. That's what I was
Your
talking
son,
about.
your town ain't a sundown
I
town if you
believe
still
it.
live there.
Yeah, Cass told me that
Yeah,
shit.
no.
Don't go outside
That's
after
where
dark.
classism comes into play. That's where classism comes into play.
Classism is a whole different
That's what he was
thing.
saying.
But this is what I'm. This is
Nah,
what
bro,
I'm
that's
talking
the
about,
classism. Classism is the reason your black ass is still alive in your town. What are you saying?
If you
Yo,
feel like
because
that,
I
and
work
y'all
harder than
area,
everybody
y'all can play
else,
that
bro.
classism game, then play. By all means, I can't speak on your area, but I'm telling you, everything south of the Mason-Dixon line, from the coast of goddamn the East Coast in Alabama, North Carolina, all the way up to some parts of Virginia, all the way over to Texas, to the Panhandle of Texas, which represents a greater majority of the population of the United States than the Northeast region combined. We can't ignore this shit, and that's what we're saying. We
It's in
still
your
live in
face.
the areas where, like you say, it's sundown towns. It's places where we can't go. I had this conversation
We
with
talk
Billy,
about in the 2A. Let's stick to
and,
the 2A.
and that includes the 2A. I have to, for me to go to a black-owned range, I have to go an hour and a half outside of Atlanta.
So
Just to
where
go
my
to
man
Villa Rica,
Pitt? Where
to
my
go to
man
the
the
pit.
Pitt at?
That's in Villa Rica. That's where I go from time to time.
So that's an hour and a half from
That's
Atlanta.
the only range that I've gone to, and I've gone to all the ranges out here.
So y'all niggas down there, what that's telling me is y'all niggas down there need to step y'all game up.
Bruh, it's not a matter of stepping your game up. Every
Y'all
time
niggas
we
need to
try
step your game up.
black people that try to start ranges down here, and what we get is roadblocks every time we try to start up a range.
Yeah, that's what Ray just said. Ray just
Yeah,
said
but
that.
if
If I want to go to a black-owned range, I go to
majority-
MD Arsenal, bro.
If you have the greater, hold on, if you got the majority of the black people in America, and you're saying this or saying that, how come nobody can't make shit happen?
Because we don't
That shit
control
don't
the
even
city
make-
governments, we don't control the local governments, we don't control
You know
the
what
state
that
governments.
sounds like? With all due respect, and this doesn't go towards you, it sounds like everybody sounds like they need to stop bitching and get busy.
Get busy,
First of
nigga.
all, hold on. It's not a matter of bitching. Now I don't like that, because y'all don't control.
I'm gonna tell you that. Hot Tub. I'm an advocate because I ain't no down south nigga that's beat down and I can't do this there. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying I'm
if
gonna
you
beat
want to
down,
live
nigga.
somewhere,
I'm
you move
I'm
there.
about as
nigga.
riding as you
If your
gonna
brain
get.
could afford it,
Ain't
you
nothing
get there.
ain't nothing I'm saying about beat down. We still
I
make
ain't
it
no
happen
beat down,
in spite
nigga.
of, is
I
what
do
I'm
what the
saying.
fuck I want to do, when the fuck I want to do it, how the fuck I
You don't do
want
what
to
the
do
fuck you want to do because you couldn't even go to the store as you wanted to go.
Because my wife wouldn't let me. I was
Miss
broke.
Armel said, "Sit
For
your
real,
ass down
I
and
was
get
broke.
black
And if
man.
that nigga would have
Fuck
came
up
out
with that.
there with the gun, I was gonna get busy. You know what I mean? However, the
We
shit
are a
rocked,
whole lot
I
freer
was
down
going.
here.
The only reason why I didn't go because my wife was concerned, and I had
Let
to
me say
deal with
this.
her
We've been
feelings
toting
versus
guns
the
down.
feelings
We've been
of somebody
toting guns
else.
down
So
south
don't get it
since we
fucked
came
up.
off the fucking plantation, and we
Yo.
ain't never stopped. Ain't no city government stopped us from carrying guns. We've always had the right. It's a reason why they can't take the right to bear arms from black people down south, but they take them up north. They took them
Take
in
them
New
from
York.
everybody. They take them from the white people up
They didn't
north,
take
the
them from
black
us.
people
We've
up north,
always
every
had the right.
motherfucking body.
We've always had the right. We ain't had to worry about. We can't carry no guns in the city of Atlanta. We've always
Because
had
if
that
they
right.
take it from
We
you,
ain't
they
never
gotta
had
take
that
it from
problem
them.
that y'all have in New York. They took y'all guns away. You couldn't do shit about it.
This is the problem. This is the problem, right? The problem that y'all have down south is if they take it from you, they got to take it from them. You know what I mean?
The same thing that they had up north, and they
York,
had the same issue up north, but they was able to take it from
they
you.
don't take it from they don't take it from you.
If you gonna
they
try,
make it difficult for you to get.
Try to take it.
They make it difficult for you to get because your bread ain't long enough.
It ain't
it's economic. New York guns is an economic issue,
bro. Never.
New York is an economic issue.
I ain't never
it
had to
ain't
wait
the north
2
south
days
shit.
or no hours to get. I go to the store to get a gun. I get a gun as soon as I put my motherfucking money down and my background come back. I ain't
Everybody
never had
I know in New York got a gun.
Yeah,
because they understood we always been armed. How you gonna stop us from being armed when we already got it? And if you gonna come try to take it if you want to,
backpage,
because y'all only hear about the black folks that didn't fight back.
Down
all
I
down here that never
all I see is down south of some coon ass niggas. I got
don't say that. No, don't say that. Armel.
Hey, Armel trolling. Armel trolling like he normally do.
I'm on my computer. Add me in. I'm backstage
right now, so I'm not even mad with you for saying that. But that perception right there, ain't nothing. Y'all niggas don't do nothing down south. Let me tell you something about down south.
Nobody's saying that.
We got all black cities down south that thrive. So much so that people from your city are flooding down here to get some of this goddamn freedom.
You damn right about that. You right about that. You right about that, Hot Tub, because it's so many niggas from New York and Atlanta. It don't make no sense.
Because they understand. They understand. We can get black businesses popping. We've always been able to get our economy popping outside of the dominant society. We've always been able to carry guns.
Our shit's so popping that we don't even leave.
Huh?
We don't even leave. Most people
bullshit, because everybody on this panel from New York,
you know what?
In New York.
Charlotte too. They go to Charlotte. They go to Charlotte too.
Hold on, Mel.
But I will
say it's a lifestyle, man. Like New York City is a lifestyle. Jersey, all that's a lifestyle. We didn't know what you can actually have until we left. Like I would say it's like 5 of us that left New York. I've been out here for almost 20 years. It's like 5 of my family members that left. The majority, I'm talking hundreds of us. I just had a reunion. It's hundreds of us still in New York City. They won't leave, bro. But I came down to see my opportunity. I came down to see a better life. I could buy my own house. I could get a car. I could get land. I could do this. I could do that. You ain't gonna know that in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not even gonna. That's not even gonna get support. If you don't leave New York City.
So acknowledge the fact that hold on. So acknowledge the fact that for you to be able to do that, people fought and died for you to have the right to do that.
Nah, it's economic diversity, bro.
That ain't got shit to do with economics. We shed blood for y'all to have the freedom to come down here and set up shop and shit be sweet.
People come up there and set up shop faster than y'all niggas do.
Y'all, we shed blood for us to be able to go to New York and leave. Like, what you mean? Like that the blood that was shed was for freedom of up north, down here. That's everybody just decided to go.
So my dad just turned 80 last week, right? And he came up to Toledo, Ohio from Winterville, Mississippi when he was 13 years old. He left Winterville, Mississippi. He left with my Uncle Charles in a big ass Fleetwood Cadillac, came up to they drove all the way up to Toledo. My dad worked. He did all the shit that he needed to do. You know what I'm saying? He made it in Toledo, right? Mm-hmm. My aunts and uncles, they moved to Detroit, Philly, Chicago, all over the place. But now a lot of them are moving back down south. Right. Because that's where you want to retire at. You want to get that land. You want to get that house. You want to get that peace of mind down there, especially where your ancestors came from. Because that's where a lot of my family members are from, Winterville, Mississippi. Now, Mississippi, when my dad left Mississippi, it wasn't shit down there but sharecropping. Just like Hot Tub said, it's black folks that died and did all kind of shit in the South. The likes that folks that grew up in the north had no clue, right?
Roadblock. What I'm saying is this, right? If we go back to that day when they was fighting, when they started to fight, when they started that Civil War, when they started the thing in Pennsylvania, all of those wars for freedom, as far as the black culture goes, when they started that initially, it was not for the South. It was for the race itself to be free, right? Now, after that, you had a choice to make a decision because that was one. Now, some people went up there, some people stayed. The ones who stayed, they experienced more since then till now of that same day repeating because the ops didn't leave. The ops still wanted to hear. That's why you had the West Virginians and you had the people that were still practicing those same behaviors, and people was out. And they didn't really get that experience up north because you had Ellis Island, you had all this mad immigrants coming, you had different people that was actually coming into the northern states of America for different purposes. You know what I'm saying? So, but the South, that's why I say we didn't experience shit up there that I experienced down here in the 2000s because these are the OGs. I'm talking about the opposite race. The OGs, they here. They still have their belief systems. You see Confederate flags flying around. They still believe in that shit down here.
But you know what the difference is?
They still on it. They don't want to let it go.
But you know what the difference is?
That's not the original.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something.
Hold up, Hot Tub. Let Joe talk.
That's not the original Confederate flag. So
yeah, obviously.
I know that, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, Joe Bob.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, man.
Some people fly it for one reason, some people fly it for another reason, and then you have a middle people that say we flying it for depending on who they looking at. We flying it for this reason. It's not really about that.
I know when you're going up through I guess it's Virginia on 81, it's a huge ass fucking Confederate flag.
They got one in North Carolina too.
Yeah, I seen that shit when I was driving. And it was at that moment I realized I might have fucked up going up the MDR.
You ain't in Kansas no more, motherfucker.
Nah, man, they still fly that shit, man. There was a big one over here where not too far from where
you know what? I don't get mad about the Confederate flag because the last dude that I seen with a Confederate flag, I'm like, dude, you just supporting a loser. So I don't care. Like you walking around sporting this loser. So I really don't care. So you walking around saying that I'm a fucking loser. So go ahead and do what you got to do. It don't bother me.
Hey, Roblox, hold on. Let me tell y'all. I want to tell y'all a story, and to hear me out for this story. This just happened in North Georgia, Helen, Georgia. This is about an hour north of Atlanta. It was a young brother that was found up by the waterfalls up there. It's real nice up there. Helen, Georgia is beautiful. It's up in the mountains in Georgia. They found him hanging in the middle of the woods and deemed it a suicide. Now, mind you, when they found him hanging, there was no apparatus for him to hoist himself up with. There was no step stool or tree stump or chair for him to stand off on. And it was immediately ruled as a suicide. Now, in the and it was posted. In the comment section, it was a member of the 2A community. Word. His name is what? Randy Savage 50. He got a YouTube page. I'm gonna put him on blast. He said, "Oh, we see that. That everybody. The outcry on the page was this was not a suicide. Black people do not hang themselves, which we do not by and large. There are black people that have hung themselves, but that's very, very rare within the black community because of the historical context of it. But he took that opportunity to come out and say, hold on. He took the opportunity to say, oh, I see that all the time. Black people hang themselves all the time. No, we don't. We don't do that. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because that is the reality that we live in 2024, where you still hanging black folks in trees and ruling it a suicide. So I don't have the luxury of everybody else to say, oh, it's a class thing, because his money didn't have nothing to do with why this motherfucking man was hanging from a fucking tree in the middle of Timbuktu where ain't no black people. And the only comment denominator in that is he was messing with a white girl in an area that
I had a life crisis, man, just now, man. I had a life crisis.
That's my reality. So when I tell y'all this shit and I fight and I go so hard for downside, I don't have that luxury to ignore racism. I can't call it nothing else because in my fucking reality, every fucking day this shit's still happening.
Hey Tony, so to caveat what you just said, well, not to caveat that, but to piggyback off of that, and this is why I stand so hard on 2A, right? John Moses Browning said it. God made man, I'm making man equal. The likelihood of you getting hemmed up for dating a white woman, whistling at a white woman, doing something you ain't supposed to be doing because someone thought you wasn't supposed to be doing it, especially if there's a 2-on-1 or a 10-on-1, is that piece of 2A apparatus levels the playing field. Remember, because we talked about this earlier, your Lake Lenores, your Seneca Villages, and all these black towns that was leveled, right? When the lynch mobs went in there to burn it down, the towns that could fight and defend themselves, that shit didn't happen to them. That's a fact. Throughout history, you'll see in the newspapers where mobs went in here to go find someone, and they went in here, and this town was defended by the free citizens, and that shit, town is still standing. The towns and the people that can't defend themselves, they end up hanging in trees. They end up, committing suicide, tied up to fence posts, and being drugged behind vehicles. That's just a fact, man. We're all some bad motherfuckers and everything else, but it's kind of hard to fight 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 dudes. You exercise your 2A rights and you exercise them. You level that playing.
In Ukraine, they was putting the joint
right? Let me segue. Looking forward to the review on Trinity On again, bro.
All right, so how about this? Review? So I like so this is why I'm so adamant about 2A.
Trinity Arms again. We reviewing guns, man.
This is why I'm so adamant about 2A is because I look at every aspect of what black people have gone through in this country, and everything could have been equalized with guns.
Facts, 100% facts.
Every conflict that we have had with the dominant society in this country could have been equalized with guns. And this is why I'm so adamant about this shit.
Stop there right there. So you don't got to explain no more right there. Let me, before I interrupt you. So you're telling me, this question, right? You're telling me that guns.
His wife cut his shit short.
She cut that
hot tub.
Back to you.
As we were saying,
he's gone. We can have a conversation. Go ahead.
Yo, hot tub.
What's happening?
I got cut off before, and I didn't get to explain what I was trying to say when I said the whole stop bitching thing, and you're like, yo, I know it sounded offensive. I didn't mean it in a way, and I want to tell you this because I fucks with you. If I didn't fuck with you, I'd be like, oh, well, he took it how he took it. I don't mean it in a way. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't
take nothing no kind of way. Everybody can say anything around.
See how Hot Tub is trying to talk to me, man? I'll be like, man, if you don't shit your ass now and
I hear you, but Hot Tub told me about the buck, and life has been different. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta respect that, man. So
no, man, I don't feel no certain type of way about that's the beauty of what I've had, what we've had to face down south. I take it as a grain of salt. I don't feel no certain type of way. I don't hate white people. I don't hate no people.
I know you do. Nigga, what I'm saying is
accustomed to reality.
Hot Tub like to talk over people.
Yo, what I'm saying is
don't fucking apologize and don't say the shit.
I love y'all, man. This shit funny, dude.
It's crazy. Yo, what I'm saying is that you're saying that there's the greater masses of the black people in America are down south, right? Why haven't people put in the younger generation's head, yo, become a politician?
We tried that, but you know what happens when we go into that? We know what happens when we go into politics.
Politics is evil.
We get compromised. Our people that we go into politics get compromised.
Thank you, Hot Tub. Thank you, Hot Tub. Stacey Abrams. You could just pick everyone because the Republican Party and the Democrat Party basically run everything. And you cannot get anything agenda-wise through without them basically taking over that shit. Just like that Mark Robinson dude in North Carolina. Like, just like Stacey Abrams. You can't get anything through for black people because they will take your shit over and have you saying all kind of crazy shit. So I told my parents, like my mom, like I teach CCW classes, and my mom and my dad have not come to a class, and I've been doing this shit for 3 years. They are scared of guns, all of that shit. They think that guns are, they can't believe that I'm still doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we got, and my dad, my mom, they watch CNN, MSNBC all the damn time. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you got a whole other group of people that watch Fox News and Newsmax and shit all the damn time. So the only thing, they are being led by different factions of this political shit. You got the crazy ass right wing, and then you got the crazy ass left wing, and it's literally compromising everything. You got your Roland Martins, then you got your Candace Owens, you got all these people out here, and then you got black people feel like we gotta have a leader. You know what I'm saying? So, but everybody's scared to be a leader.
We don't need no leader.
They want to hold up. I think the leadership goes to where they want an all-inclusive leader, what you're looking for, and it's not a such thing anymore.
You can't. I don't think they want an all-inclusive leader. I think that you got everybody scared to be a leader.
Man, they want Donald Trump.
But see, if you look at it, Asians don't want a leader. Mexicans don't ask for a leader. Them motherfuckers just go ahead and do it. They just go ahead and do what they do and handle their business and go about their life.
Who? You said
black folks just need somebody to
they have cartels.
That's the whole problem.
Hey, Dust, let me ask you a question, Dust.
They got cartels, dog.
Hold on. Hey, Dust, what are you first generation or second generation?
Me?
Who that?
Yeah.
I'm first generation, bro.
Okay, so when you ask those type of questions, just understand this, and I had this conversation with a lot of people that a lot of black looking people that ain't from here. Everything that y'all suggesting to us, we've been here for 400 years. We've tried every type of which way that you're not going to bring a different idea that what hasn't been tried in the black community to improve our situation in America. We've tried it all.
Fair enough.
That's why we understand
that ain't fair.
When you say something like, we already understand, hey man, that ain't what it is. When you make the classism, you coming at it from a first generation point of view. We've had rich black people. We've had rich black people for the past 200 years.
Man,
with black folks, and the outcome is still the same. We've had whole businesses, we had whole towns, whole cities that we built up from nothing, from dirt, from forest.
Yo, I know. At the end of the day,
we keep getting sabotaged every single time. So I understand that's the reason.
Yo,
I asked the question.
Hot Tub, I ain't gonna bash.
I get it. The Hot Tub, I get it. But
I have a lot of fucking excuses, nigga.
Can we mute Carmel on his own shit right now?
No,
I'm saying we still keep even though we keep getting sabotaged, even though we keep getting pushed back, we still keep pushing. Down south.
At the end of the day, if I don't open my mouth and I don't tell nobody about my family or heritage or anything, you're gonna look at me. At the end of the day, if I don't open my mouth, I don't tell nobody nothing, and I keep my mouth shut and I just sit in the corner and I'm just with you guys. You're gonna be like, that's another black man, which I am.
Because you are.
Let me tell you,
I am 100%. 100%.
Hold up.
I'm just saying.
No.
Hold up, y'all.
I'm about to start a whole nother live.
Let me tell you on the back end of this shit. On the back end. On the back end, right? On the back end. Hold up. On the back end. Every now and then, man, I had to remind Dust that he Puerto Rican. I send Dust. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Puerto Ricans are black.
Yeah, I send him Puerto Rican, not just black shit Puerto Rican, but Puerto Rican.
Taino shit, Taino Indian, Spaniard. Like, yo, he sends me all kinds of shit. I'm like,
I believe that everybody, it's not a race. I truly believe that everybody should reserve their own household cultures and traditions. Because if we just let it get washed up in this blanket called America, we'll lose our own self-identity.
But this is what we. This is where we're at, though, dog.
But then we just had this conversation. I was on a live where people was like, "Hey, man, we need to just stop saying
It ain't
we
just
this
black
and
and
we that.
white, bro.
We this and we that. We just need to all be Americans. But I
We can't
cannot.
throw that
I
blanket
can't.
over it. And we all different.
I can't for the life of me, as a black man, discredit or erase my heritage because you can't tell. So I can go to the dudes that I work with and be like, man, where you from? Oh, my parents, my great grandfather came over here from Poland, or my great grandfather came over here from Italy, and they can trace their heritage to a specific genealogy in another country. I can't.
I can't.
Roadblock.
I can't. Let me
Roadblock.
tell you.
I trace
My genealogy, yo. I'm gonna tell you this.
I know most of my people are from Mississippi. That's where my dad's side of the family is, and my mom's side of the
let me
family
tell
is
you
from
this,
Alabama.
bro. I'm gonna end that further than Mississippi. Your origination is from God, man. You have no
Man,
you have no
look,
beginning and no end, bro.
Credit to the Most High, but fuck that. But fuck that.
Look,
the universe is yours.
You said you tracked back to Mississippi, right?
Hold on.
You said what?
You said you tracked back to Mississippi.
Before Mississippi, where? You know what I mean? The universe is
Hold on, one person at a time. One person at a time, man.
300 years in America.
Yep.
I'm about as American as you gonna get. I'll trace my family back on my mama's side, and go back 300 years. On my dad's side, and go back 250 years. After that longer time here in America, I am American. This is my homeland. Wherever we came from in Africa, I acknowledge it. I revere it. But
I
I'm
don't
American.
do that African shit for real.
I say, you know why I say, and you know why I say, and you know why I say, fuck you too.
I'm gonna give y'all a Rakim verse. Hold up. A Rakim verse, right? Planet Earth was my place of birth. You know what I mean? And that's how I live this shit. All this shit is mine. All this shit is mine. It ain't American, it ain't Mexican, it ain't Puerto Rican. Those are just subsets of the way I live. And I treat all this shit. I treat all this shit like I own this bitch. And if you don't like it, fuck you. And that's how I suggest you do it. Because they always
what you sipping in that fucking cup? Hold on, what you sipping in that cup? You making me want to drink. What the fuck you got in your cup?
Nah, shit, you making me not want to drink.
But
yeah, that's true. You make me want to stay sober as hell.
What you say? I'm about to put this shit down. I'm about to put it down.
I'm
with you out here looking at your shit.
I ain't got no choice but to fight for this here because, like you did hit on something. Ain't no other country I can run back to.
Sure as can't.
So if she hit the fan here in America,
hold on. Let me finish.
Here. So as long as I'm here and I'm from here and been here 300 fucking plus years, my family been here. I'm gonna fight for this motherfucker. My people done fought in every fucking war since the motherfucking 1700s. Documented. I can go back in the history of my family and tell you exactly which wars we fought in. Every one that black people been able to fight in. It's been a motherfucking glancing in that motherfucker. So I believe this shit. The shit that America claims to be, I believe in that shit. So when I say that, I'm fighting for my very existence, the very existence of my people here on this land. That's why I love this 2A community. That's why I'm around this 2A community. Because I can't run to Africa if shit go left here. I can't run nowhere else. I got to stay here and fight, and I'm gonna stay here and fight till they
you absolutely can. They literally got the right of return in Ghana. They got the right of return. They got the hold on. Damn, can I finish what the hell I finish what I'm saying? Never mind.
They gonna see Tony's black ass and be like, yo, we don't want you here, nigga.
Yo, we've been on here for 3 hours.
I've been to Ghana. I've tried to get citizenship, but I still got an application in for citizenship in the Ghana. Y'all don't realize how many countries I done been to in this motherfucker. I'm on my third.
I know people in Ghana.
I done went there.
I know people in Ghana.
I know people in Ghana too. They got to go make visa runs every 90 days. They don't have the right to abode yet. They have to go through hoops. And if you take the right to abode in Ghana, what they don't tell you is that you pay Guyanese taxes and you pay American taxes.
That's because you have dual citizenship.
if they decide to grant it to you. But
If
now,
you have dual citizenship, then you do.
Roadblock before you comment.
But
if shit go left here, do you think
the pot calling the kettle black
is gonna take all 40 million black people that are in America?
Black.
Do you
think
the country of Ghana
shut it up
already poor is gonna take 40 million black people all at one time? They're not. That's my point.
What up?
We got to stay and fight this thing here.
Yo, I don't want to talk because at the end of the day, it's good. The whole subject gonna change, no matter how relevant what I'm about to say is.
It doesn't even fucking matter at this point. Ray, what up?
Look, this is what it is. All of this shit we talking about is happening for me.
Yo, we gonna take this shit backstage for real, man. I'm really having a good time, but we gonna take this shit backstage because we've been on here 3 hours and 4 minutes.
We Marvin.
But we gonna take it backstage so I can get X-rated like Shabba Ranks. For real. Because these brothers on his panel feel like they got a lot more to say. And I got a lot more to say. But thank y'all for coming in, man. I love y'all all. I'm going to end the live stream. For real. Much love. Take care.
His drunk ass going to push the wrong button.
Everybody off.
Ray.
Time to bed.
Ray. Don't fuck with me.
Are we still live?